What's going on, guys? It's your boy ZakNoC here, and today, welcome to the very first War Room podcast. I am in here with my boy CliF. You guys might know him as Maggothead96 on the subreddit. Why don't you tell him what's up?
What's going on, guys? It's CliF from the subreddit. We're just here trying to figure out, these feedbacks and just looking back at the ciphers and talking about things and how things are going for the subreddit. It's good to be here. It's good to talk to you, Zach. Can't wait to see what happens on this thing, man.
Absolutely. So yeah, we've been hanging out for a bit chatting, but we were going to kind of, I'll give him a rundown about what we're going to do today. So me and CliF, we're going to be going through all of the weekly self-promo threads for the past couple of weeks. We were initially going to tack those at the end of our Saturday feedback shows, but we've had a lot of engagement out of those right now, so it's kind of tough to pack on so much at the very end of them. So we're going to be tying those up into the War Room podcast once every month. On top of that, me and CliF are going to be kind of going over the past couple of ciphers. We're going to be talking about, some tips and tricks and how we felt and how we kind of came and built our verses and our contributions to that, and kind of share that knowledge with the rest of the sub. Last but not least, what else did I have on the docket? I had one more thing, I think. Do you remember? I'll get to it if I don't.
Yeah, we were gonna pretty much just like shoot the shit and talk a little bit. Last year,
right.
2022.
Yeah, it was our favorite projects, our favorite records of the last year.
Oh, man, there were so many. 2022 was a great year for rap music. I think people need to realize that. Like, we had a lot of good talent come out last year.
No, absolutely, my guy. I was gonna say, I was actually not as dialed in as I have been in the past too when it comes to the hip hop shit. I had a huge revival when it came for me to checking out old indie rock acts and stuff like that. That really dominated.
Oh, I completely understand. Rap music kind of was half and half with me. I was in the metal scene, really looking at that, and then I came back over here, and what really got me last year was Jid came out with the Forever Story.
Okay.
Fuck, man.
So everyone's on the same
Holy
page
shit.
then. Everyone's on the same page then. Rap AODY. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I don't know.
Not easy.
I don't know. Listen, Pusha came out with an album last year too.
He did.
And yeah, there was a lot. Oh, dude, it's it's like they had so many great. I mean, you had Kendrick album of the year. My opinion, album of the year. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, all album of the year. Just a perfect album.
That's a safe bet. I mean, I'm gonna say the reason that I give kind of I mean, I wasn't planning on starting off with this, but I like how organic this is kind of hitting right now. The reason I give it to Jid over Kendrick is simply because, well, it's actually, there's nothing simple about it. Have you ever heard a motherfucker flow like that?
Dude, no. Jid makes me sit back and realize there is a completely new facet of rap music. Him and Kendrick both. If anything, I would give them, and I'm sorry I have to say this because I'm a Nas fan, bro. King's Disease 3, the adaptation of Nas, the way he came from the 90s, man, and took those new style beats and spit the way he spit on them. He deserves all the fucking recognition for coming back.
Man, him and Hit Boy have been doing some magical shit with
him. Real shit, man. Those are the top 3 albums of the year, in my opinion, was Jid, Nas, Kendrick. And when you say, hey, have you ever heard anybody flow like that? Have you ever heard anybody do what Kendrick does? Jid and Kendrick are on the same level. They change their beats at the other half of the song. They rearrange their entire flow. They do stuff with their cadence. They add stuff to their voices. They create a story. And that is the epitome of music, in my opinion. You can do that with rap music. You have done everything with rap music.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I do think that Mr. Morale, what it does really strong is obviously Kendrick has always been an album, always crafted albums for us to enjoy. He's never approached everything on a singles basis. And when he's approaching that kind of craft, that cohesive body of work, obviously in hip hop, who crafts better front to back listening experiences than Kendrick when it comes to something that's going to be kind of, he's a master. I can't hate on that. But at the same time, you ever kind of get fatigue when it comes to the greats being so great? Because for me, it kind of gets to a point where I almost expect it, and then it's not as exciting anymore.
Dude, you're right. Here's why Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was so great to me. It wasn't because I don't expect it from Kendrick. I mean, let's face it. Kendrick, to me, made the first perfect album of this generation into Pimp a Butterfly. Perfect album. You can't say anything bad about it. The last perfect album I remember talking about was Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys, and people are still like, that's a way back album. How do you even know about it? But like, go listen to how much the Beastie Boys did on that album to create and mold rap music as the way it is today, especially for people who are white rappers like Eminem or Macklemore or Justin Timberlake or me. You know, you'll hear it just by going back and looking at what they've done. So when I listened to Kendrick and I heard To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, that's a perfect album. He won't top it. Then he comes out with Mr. Morale, and I'm like, he somehow managed to take what he already does so good and completely enhance it and show growth. And I mean, I don't even know how you can be a great rapper like he is and still grow, but he fucking did it. So that's why I put it there. I can't really say anything bad. I am fatigued with the great rappers. Trust me, I like J. Cole, his album after For Your Eyes Only, I was like, all right, it's great, it's good, but it's J. Cole. I knew this was going to happen.
It does get there after. And that's the thing is like, so I'm actually going to I like what you said about Mr. Morale kind of bringing growth for Kendrick, even from like the level of a T-Pab album, is because I don't think it's a better album than T-Pab. I don't. But I think that it takes a lot of the same cues that T-Pab did with its approach to constructing it. So my complaint, I'm known by a lot of people, which I don't understand why. Like when it dropped, it was literally in my top 5 albums of the year. But I'm known as a damn hater. Like people think I'm a damn hater.
I can't argue. I got the same problem. Like people are upset when I say that Eminem isn't in my top 5. They're like, "What? How can you say that I'm like, he's not going to be in my top 5. He's Eminem. He's great, but he's just that. He's great. He's not in my top 5."
Yeah, and that's the thing is like people get at me for saying that like I don't think Damn the record, or I don't think that it's particularly good.
Oh, dude, I'm on that
other shit.
I'm on that same page. Damn is not the greatest Kendrick album. Get the fuck out of my face.
But people will argue that. But the thing is like when it comes to Damn, like Kendrick wasn't putting that same amount of like stagecraft, high concept kind of approach into it.
How can you say that when you had Good Kid, Mad City, when you had To Pimp a Butterfly? Like that's nothing compared.
I think you and I have a bit of a unique perspective though as well, because like you said, you're on the subreddits, and your Maggothead 96 coordinates to the fact that you were born in 1990. I'm 25. I was born in 97. So you and I are like right on this cusp of like splitting the millennial and this Gen Z kind of situation. I definitely pull from both aspects of rap music. I pull from the old boom bap style, but I also respect the new age and new wave and what it's doing for rap music and allowing people, especially people from a lower end area levels in poverty, to actually grow in ways that they never thought they could before. I got that perspective because I realized that you have to respect the old, but you also have to respect the growth of what's coming. No, absolutely. That's what, makes it so interesting to me, is seeing that like the older cats are so rooted in a specific hip hop tradition a lot of the time, and they
boom bap or die, bro.
Yeah. Or even just like, rapping about like it's got to be hard enough, or it's got to be like street stories. It's got to be speaking from that perspective of poverty, or it's got to at least be speaking from that social commentary.
And you're not going to get the street stories. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. I grew up in a very bad neighborhood. I was in a very bad town. I've sold drugs. I've done the illegal shit. I've done the gangbanging shit. I've been there. But at the same time, it's like, that's not what I want to talk about. That's not what I'm here to talk about. That's not who I am anymore. So why would I rap about it if that's not who I am anymore? I got respect for the people who do, because I've been there. I know what it's like to live in that stress level. But at the same time, I'm not going to rap about something that I'm not in anymore or doing anymore, because that's just, in my opinion, that's capping. And there's so much more to talk about with the story that I'm with now.
Absolutely. That's a really interesting way of looking at it too, because I would argue that like for the younger generations, like moving away from that kind of hip hop traditionalism is, the younger kids now have such a diverse view of what hip hop is allowed to be.
Oh man. So, and it's so good for that too.
Yeah, like did you ever get into like when Brockhampton was blowing up? Did you ever get on that wave?
Dude, Brockhampton, oh man, let me tell you, Brockhampton, dude. Fucking love the dude. He's so great. I mean, like when Hopsin first came out with the Raw album, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Hopsin, ew," I'm like, come on now. When Hopsin first came out, Hopsin was on a whole nother level. He was like reinvigorating horrorcore rap with Tyler the Creator when he was back with Odd Future, OF. I don't remember how to say it anymore. It's been
Odd
so
Future.
long.
No, you were right.
But Golf Wang.
I'm a massive Tyler fan. I'm looking at a Wolf poster I got on my wall right there.
Yeah, he's
gotta
dope, dude. And I love the fact that he won a Grammy. Can we talk about that for 1 second? I love
absolutely
the
yes.
fact that he won.
We'll drop in to give Tyler his flowers.
Yeah, because he's deserving it. He like that album really showed what he did as a rapper, how he transcended as being that, original Tyler the Creator with like Yonkers and shit like that, where he was just going ape shit and always talking about some wild ass shit to what he did with that last album in Igor and
Man,
much love to him,
Tyler's
dude.
on like actually, you know what? Yeah, underrated legends.
Oh
Underrated
yeah.
legends. Tyler gets slept on. And I think
Hmm.
that part of it, to bring it kind of back around into the main point, is like he isn't rooted in that hip hop tradition, and he breaks the boundary of what hip hop is allowed to be.
Very much so.
And he does it in a way that's so well developed. He really like puts you in his world. He really
Yeah.
like he that's what Tyler's always done from the very beginning. Like me, I was a day one kind of like as soon as the Yonkers video dropped, I was on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I've been a
He
huge fan
spit
of
some
Tyler
shit, and I
since.
was like, he spit some shit, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
That's
because
hard.
it's I mean like I have a theater background actually, if we're getting real into it.
Oh
When I
shit,
was like a
dude.
kid and a teenager, like my mom she ran like dance schools. I was all involved in like the very theatrical kind of
Oh, so
world.
you could tiptoe and do ballet. I got you.
I've had my days. I've had my days, and
Hey,
I
listen, man, ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's
absolutely not,
football players who do
absolutely not.
ballet.
Exactly, that shit's a fucking killer workout. But
Hell
the point
yeah.
of that is like, you know what? I feel like Tyler always marketed himself to like a very theatrical kind of approach to making hip hop. Is he, he prioritized the same things that somebody who is making like a musical would. He's
Yeah.
prioritizing this fantastical world building and visual aesthetic. He's going really like over the top and expressive in the vocals. He's constructing a cast of characters to put in front of you and tell you these stories, and always going with these concepts. And I think that that's kind of one of the reasons that I got drawn to him so much. And in the younger generation, there's so much
Mhm.
more openness to approaching hip hop that way. Because I have never heard Tyler rap about gang shit. Never.
Yeah, he's just a badass rapper. What I like to say Tyler did was he Canterbury Tales rap music, and a lot of people are like, "What the fuck? Why are you going to use something that old school?" Like, but it's true. Like, look at what he did. Canterbury Tales is one of the greatest storytelling pieces of all history. If you go look at it, it told multiple different aspects of multiple different people and allowed you to make your own opinions of it. I mean, literally, go read the book and try to figure out how to understand Old English. You'll get a great story.
I'm an English
That's
student.
what.
I can actually read Old English pretty good.
Oh hell yeah! Then you understand that the
Yeah.
Canterbury Tales does really good for explaining Tyler the Creator because he just tells so many great stories through different alter egos or different styles or different people that he's talking about. The man does great by it. So that's why I love Tyler. He's just so good about it.
No, he's always got a new idea, and it
Oh yeah.
makes me like really excited. Because I mean, like you were saying that when you're writing, you appreciate being able to write from a very authentic, and that's something that
Oh yeah.
you really value.
If there's one thing I can tell anybody before we even get to their feedback who's watching this, don't write from somewhere you don't know about. You will never have passion in it. It will always sound like shit. Your flow's going to suck, and you're going to wonder why the fuck you talked about it. It's write from who you are.
Where actually, I'm going to bring a bit of a conversing perspective, because I think that when you're talking about like not writing from a perspective that I think that what you're
Mhm.
saying is like inauthentic, or like in a way that's
Yeah,
like kind of masquerading and trying to
most
pretend.
definitely.
But I think that you can absolutely write from the perspective of something that you haven't lived if you're approaching it in like a character kind
Oh
of
yeah.
mindset.
If you're a good storyteller, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
there's a lot of power to be brought. So I mean,
Mhm.
in my solo work recently, something that I'm bringing through a lot is I'm trying to explore writing from the perspectives of things that I haven't been through, and writing from the perspective of a character that,
I respect that.
and
I respect
that really opens it up from time to time. When I was 15 years old, I dropped out of high school for the first. Was a high school dropout, which is crazy because I'm like a dean's list fucking.
Congratulations on
Yeah,
making it back to college. Most
yeah.
people
Cheers,
drop out
man.
of high school and never go back to high school, much
No,
less go to college.
I took 2 years out. I took 2 years out. I went back. I killed it, and then Dean's List University student.
Dude, congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
thank you
Really.
very much. Thank you very much. But when I first dropped out of high school, I had recently been acquainted with the Roots,
Oh,
and
oh,
I heard the album Undone because
Hmm.
there was a, you know what, I found Fantano in like 2013, Anthony Fantano, the Needle Drop on YouTube.
Yep.
And that kind of really opened my eyes to all the music I'd been missing out on. So I'd like watch reviews and then go back and check out shit that looked cool. And Undone by The Roots was one of those albums. And Black Thought spends the
Yes.
entire record
Oh,
telling a story
yes.
in reverse chronological order from the moment of this dude's
Beautiful.
death to like his.
God, you can't beat that album. It's got a good story, man.
And that big crit verse on Make My.
Right?
Oh my
Fuck,
god,
man.
dude.
Oh,
My
dude.
god.
I need to go back and listen to that album
It's
again.
an
It's been a
incredible
hot
record.
minute.
It's an
It really
incredible
is.
record.
And I love the story that gets told because, like, a lot of people don't know how that story's being told. And there's other artists that do it, like in the rock genre. Shinedown has been telling in a complete story through 6 different albums. And I gotta love it. But what the Roots did with that album and told like a story, but not just a story from backwards, going like Benjamin Button almost. Like,
And that's the
oh,
thing,
man.
man, is like from the whole like album starting off with a flat line and shit like that. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
Black Thought's never fucking died. You know,
No,
he's not
no, no,
he's
no,
not
no.
a dead guy and he's not living in
No,
reverse.
it's
but,
like I Need a Doctor by Eminem and Dre. Dre didn't die. He was still there, but fuck, you would have thought he was dead by the way Eminem was talking about him.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So like that's the thing is you can absolutely write from a perspective you don't know, but like you better bring that creativity and it better be from
Oh
like,
yeah,
a storytelling
like
kind of perspective.
I got a whole alter ego past Twin Merc and CliF called Fair and Lucy, and it's a dark perspective. And if I ever like start wanting to go into the darker roots of what I can do with rap, then I'll go into the horrorcore style of that. But I like where I'm at right now with what I'm doing. But there's definitely a place to go if you're trying to do storytelling. Just don't write, like he said, unauthentically. Don't write from a place that doesn't scream you in some type of way.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is like I was actually toying with the idea because like I ended up you so graciously allowed me because we tied on the cipher last round. You so graciously
Yeah.
allowed me to pick the topic and the beat because you had the hand last time because you just can't stop winning.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to go out here and take W's, man. I'm just trying to go out here and rap, and I love the
man.
love, man.
It's
I
okay.
do.
You're allergic to L's. It's okay.
It's
It's okay.
Hey, man, listen, I love the love, though, man. Much respect to everybody who's voted for me, dude. Like, seriously, like I've grown a lot as a rapper, and it feels good to get that.
Fucking glad to have you around here, man. We're glad to have you
Yeah,
around
man.
here. So that's the thing is, but you so graciously allowed me to do the beat selection and the topic selection
And
for this week.
you killed it. You
Thank
killed
you.
that
I
theme and
appreciate
beat
that.
selection, man.
I was really
Seriously.
trying to bring something that would push people. And I think that the other one that I was toying with quite a bit, I was between that or writing from the perspective of like a real or fictional person. Was what I was gonna say. So I was gonna try and get everybody to write outside their fucking own perspective and see what kind of wild shit we came up with.
That's out of your comfort zone right there. And I'm
for
telling
sure,
you,
man. I want to see who brought the Mickey Mouse bars.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Like for me, why I chose the beat last week is because I realized like a lot of these guys are boom bap rappers. They're so rooted in boom bap, and I love it. I'll tell you right now. You give me a boom bap beat, and you think I can rap on these other beats? Give me a boom bap beat. I'll murder that shit, dude, straight up. But at the same time, I wanted to give a different type of beat, more of a trap style, to give these people, something out of their comfort zones to really push themselves. And that's what
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did that because actually with that beat, I said firsthand, the beat last week where I actually gave feedback to that Wayne T beat as well, which I really done. Beats by Wayne T. Beats by Wayne T on YouTube. I think he's Beats by _Wayne T on SoundCloud. Is who we're talking about. He did the beat for the last cipher. Sorry, I'm just explaining.
Killed that beat.
Watching.
Yeah.
That beat there, not only does it push people out of the comfort zone, like you said, because there's a lot of boom bap cats in here, and who kind of get in that pocket and they feel very comfortable with its flows. But not only is it like a trap beat, but it's also a trap beat with a bit of an awkward tempo when it comes to traditional flows. You really have to be speedy about it, or you have to get creative with how you're flowing on. And I actually appreciated that because it allowed me to approach my vocal in a way that I never fucking would have under any other circumstances.
Yeah, very true. Dude, do you think I speed rap all the time? Fuck no. I don't
actually,
even,
you know what?
I don't even try to go into
actually
speed
just
rapping.
I'm gonna drop in for a quick sec. Because the cipher entries that I'm talking about, I want to give it to the people and let them hear them. Just so they can know what we're talking about. I'm going to play yours as an example of kind of like approaching with a fast flow on something with that tempo.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I'm bringing it up here.
Also, while we're waiting, what's up, mans? I'm glad to see you're in the chat, bro.
Hey, what's going on?
Black
Thank
Thought
you.
is the GOAT. I also agree. The Forever Story is definitely a badass album. I'm still going to sit with Mr. Morale as the top, though, just because of not just because it's Kendrick and I'm biased and I think Kendrick's the best rapper of all time because I actually put Cole over him, but just because I think the album was just so perfect. But I completely agree that the Forever Story deserves its flowers and deserves its loves. And hell, I'll sit here and I'll compromise and say that they're both tied for first as the best album of the year last year.
They are wicked ones. They are wicked ones. Sorry about my technical difficulties, guys. Just hang on for. Yeah, I'm trying to get it so you're going to be able to hear. And it's not my voice isn't. I'm gonna try this. If it doesn't work for you, you know what your own cipher here is like. Sounds like.
Yeah, I do. Also, I love how you guys could see the person that DM'd me was like a fake ass person. And SoundCloud always loves doing DM me on the gram for more follows. I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Oh, gee.
Like that. It's not organic.
Yeah. Gee. All right, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this real quick. If you can hear it, drop something in our Discord chat. If you can't, then I'll work on it as we're going through this.
Twin Merc.
This is our boy CliF. This is his cipher entry.
Round 2. Let's see what y'all got for me. Yo, listen to the go with the words, spit shit absurd with verbs that leave stress cracks in the earth, make the competition question they words. When I spit a verse, make a cats ask for the hearse, bask in the bass that I heard, knowing that I mastered the game. Add kerosene to the flame, nothing left of mine stuff to claim, except for the cash and the fame. One track mind, murder on the brain, turning any rapper in vicinity into my enemy, cause the enemy isn't really a friend of me, and I hate to be the one to tell them that, but fuck them in they raps, comparison is sad, cause side by side with my shit's trash, that's why I had to put them bitches in a bag. Fuck them. Cause ain't nobody on my level. As I string words like Geppetto, I'm here to glow, so fuck mellow. Anybody trying to get the smoke, I bellow. At your front door like hello, nothing left to do but win. 2-piece fist to the skin, y'all done met CliF his twin. Fuck around and find out again, fuck around and find out again.
Fuck yeah, my guy.
I fucking love that track, dude.
Nah, way to go, man. I dig the shit out of that. I dig the shit out of that.
Yeah, man. Shit was a bop, dude. I had a great time making it. I loved the beat. I loved how different it was. It was just.
And you wrote over that really nicely, because that's a kind of flow that a lot of people cannot necessarily bang out too easily.
Dude, let me tell you, I tongue-tied when that shit said turning every rapper in vicinity into my enemy because the end of me isn't really a friend of me. When I first did that shit, it took me forever not to tongue-tie my words. That shit is hard.
I believe you, my guy. And that's the thing, is there's a reason that I did not approach the cipher like that. Let's just say I could not have delivered that without it sounding jumbled. And there's nothing worse than like fast rapping that sounds jumbled and mumbly for a reason that isn't like.
Most definitely, I agree to that.
So like, what I really like though is you. Like that line that you were just rapping with, like the enemy into my frenemy, and what you were saying there, the syllables that you're using, like, can you speak to that a little bit? Like the consonants and how you get everything to roll off the tongue so nicely when you're rapping that quickly, because that's something that I'm not very good at. Do you have like any approaches?
There's definitely a lot of approaches that I've used over the times that I've tried. Most of the time it started with just practicing other overspeed rappers. I went back to Joyner Lucas, Logic. I saw how they were doing it, and how they enunciate the consonants is really where you get that kind of jumpy sound to it. It's not a lot of people, it's enunciating the vowels, it's enunciating the end bars. With that, you're trying to enunciate every single consonant, every single syllable, every single word, and you kind of want it to sound like it's 50 words, but the goal is you're just trying to spit 5 or 6 words. You're just trying to make them sound larger. That's all it is you really want to enunciate every single syllable, and that's the best way I can put it.
I really appreciate that, actually.
Almost
kind of I guess it adds itself to the mechanics of that kind of staccato flow approach.
Yes.
Which is something that I've wanted to get better at from time to time, because I do consider it really difficult.
Oh yeah, speed rapping is talent.
Whenever I approach it, like I'm typically approaching it from a trap standpoint too, because I just find, which actually in having tried to experiment more with like trap stylings thing, I gotta give it to a lot of these trap cats, like when it comes to the skill of their vocal delivery. Is some of the shit that I have gotten at in the past as being like super like lowbrow or not well written enough or whatever, like the flows that these guys are pulling out are fucking hard.
Dude, a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, I shit on 21 Savage more than anybody else in the world, but I gotta give it to him, man. His flow, the way he does things, it's different, it's wild, it's on point with what you got now. Same thing with people like Lil Baby and Da Baby. You know, they have such a different way of approaching these beats that just makes it them and really allows you to see how far you can branch out into this world of rap music. There's so many ways to do it, and I love trap for that reason.
Absolutely, man. So who do you think is like a front runner then in like the trap side of things now? Because I'm not paying attention like I used to be.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There are two people right now I think that deserve their flowers in the trap aspect, and that's Kodak Black and Lil Baby. They are trap gods. They know what the fuck they're doing. And if you actually sit down, and a lot of people are going to get mad at me when I say this, but if you sit down, shut up, and actually listen to what Kodak is saying, he's rapping. I had somebody tell me that because I used to shit on Kodak a lot. I used to be like, yeah, he ain't my style. He ain't my flow. He ain't this. But somebody said, nah, dude, stop. Go look at what he's saying. Go look at his wordplay. He's talking from that kind of like where he's from talk. You know, and a lot of people aren't going to understand the dialect or some of the wordplay that he's using because of it's where he's from. But when I went back and I listened to the words and I understood what he was saying, he's a great rapper. Same thing with Lil Baby. If you can get past that kind of sound that he's got that is Lil Baby, and you listen to the bars that he spits, Lil Baby can tell a story just as well. And both of them are running the trap game right now. I'm a huge hater on Drake. Don't like Drake. I know he's Canadian. I know you boys are from Canada.
Hey,
but
I got some things to say about Drake. Actually, I'm gonna tell you a funny story that my buddy was telling me. You finish your thought.
I hate on Drake a lot. I personally don't even put him in the category of trap, even though he's done a lot of shit with Future. Like Future also up there at the top is some of the trap gods, man. They're doing great up there. But Drake, I don't know. He's got so many songs that are hits and then so many songs that are misses. And I give him the credit that he has. He's a hit maker. He's an artist like that. He can win Grammys. Is he even a hit
maker anymore, though?
No, he's not. God no. Ever since 0 to 100, like I haven't heard a single Drake song right now that says, "Yo, I'm gonna bump that a second time."
So
every other Drake, it's like I can't stand it.
So the thing is what I was about to tell you is a buddy of mine. He works with youth, at-risk youth for a living. And he was having a conversation the other day with one of the 16-year-olds in one of the like ministry houses. And he was talking about Drake. And the kid looked at him and he was like, "Yo, who's Drake?" And I had a moment where I realized that like Scorpion came out in 2018, right? It's almost 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time Drake had like a solid like can't get this off of Walmart speakers rating.
Oh my God, you're right. Holy
so,
shit.
For a fucking 16-year-old who was 11 years old the last time Drake had a proper Drake hit, that's enough time for Drake, the highest selling musician ever, to get forgotten by some of these people. And that's crazy to me.
That is the scary thing about this thing. I know there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of people here that are wanting to make it big as a rapper. I don't think they realize that sometimes being big as a rapper only lasts for 6 months. Being big as a rapper doesn't last unless you adapt. It doesn't last unless you keep pushing. It doesn't last unless you are consistently pushing out constant work and doing something that keeps people involved and listening. Kendrick was forgotten about for a minute there. Everybody was still talking about Kendrick, because Kendrick is so good you can continue to talk about him. But before Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, nobody was talking about Kendrick because there wasn't an album. There wasn't anything to talk about. Then he drops that and they're like, "Oh, Kendrick's back." It's the same thing with Cole. Cole will literally go off the face of the earth. He's literally retiring after this. I think he's got one album left on this thing that he's been talking about.
He did the off season. He's got the fall off, I think still. He had one more.
And
It's a Boy.
Yep. There's 1 or 2 albums left.
Yeah, I think it's a Boy, and then I think it's the fall off.
Yeah. And that's the end of his story. And I respect the fuck out of Cole for doing that. He's made his money. He's got his notoriety. He wants to allow himself to step away, not just to do what he wants to do and live his life of luxury that he's earned, but to also give other people that are coming up a chance to shine and grow without having J. Cole overshadow them in some ways. And J. Cole will immediately do that if he drops an album. I remember one year, I think it was the year For Your Eyes Only, 5 or 6 good albums came out. For Your Eyes Only came out, and nobody talked about those other albums. J. Cole just does it. He really shuts people down.
Am I an asshole for thinking For Your Eyes?
Oh man, I think we're on a different wavelength there, because I loved For Your Eyes Only, and that's because I'm a storyteller, man. I love storytelling, and J. Cole literally took that whole album and said,
"You want to fold some clothes for me, bro?"
Oh, dude, fuck that. Fuck that. Who cares about folding clothes? I love folding clothes. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool story. I think it's fun. But let's go talk about Immortal. Let's go talk about For Your Eyes Only, man. Let's go talk about fucking Deja Vu that was just getting like radio play after radio play. Dude,
I think the songs are too low key, honestly. I think that it does like, just as a very quick and dirty explanation as to why I think For Your Eyes Only is kind of mid. Is I feel like it's basically taking the same approach to making an album that 2014 Forest Hills Drive did, but without any of the like stuff that made that album bang so hard.
I put For Your Eyes Only above 2014. Very small.
I do not.
It's a very small. I don't get me wrong. I love 2014, man. What you have, a Tell of Two Cities on there. Fuck, there were so many good songs on that album. Get Off My Dick was on that album, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. Yo, Fire Squad on there.
Fire Squad. I will drop Fire Squad on any fucking given day. That song just slapped. You're right. 2014 deserves its flowers
because that's the thing, man. That's the like, for me, that album is like the quintessential Cole record, because it's merging his more conceptual side with the side of him that was really fucking good at making pop rap. And I miss that. I appreciate what he's doing on the off season with like his whole like entertaining some more contemporary styles and that sort of thing.
I think the off season deserves its flowers, but I wouldn't put it over 2014 any day of the week, just because like I couldn't. I love the album, dude. I've loved every Cole album. I think the only Cole album I didn't like was the album that had like Kevin's Heart 1985 on it. It's not that I didn't like it. I was kind of like
KOD.
Yeah, KOD. I wasn't into that album as much, and maybe that was just because it wasn't my style, wasn't my flow. Yeah, like it was different, and I mean, I just wasn't there for it. I like the album, but it wasn't anywhere near any of the other.
Did that shit come out before Damn? Did that shit come out before or after Damn? I'm pretty sure it was after.
I don't remember which one it came out with, but I do know that whenever it did, Damn outdid it. And
but that's what I was gonna say, right? Is I feel like Kendrick, if my mental shit is like kind of jiving with reality, if I remember correctly, I think Kendrick dropped Damn. And in my view, what I view Damn is on the Kendrick basis is like him killing it in an avenue that no one's chasing. He's in his own lane. He comes out with T-Pab. He's making the most insane like jazz funk fusion hip hop.
It was very punk. It was very punk rock hip hop. I really saw it as punk.
In a lot of spots there too. Yeah, I can see what you're saying that. But then he comes in with Damn, and he's all like, "Okay, I've beaten you guys at some shit you'd never try. Now let me beat you at your own game." And
it was like Can't Punk Me off the JID album recently. Like, I know I keep going back to it, but Can't Punk Me was very punk rock.
Can you not go back to it, man? It's the best album of last year, bro.
It's God, it's good, dude. I love that album. Brother and Them, Sister and Them. Oh man, dude, that's South fucking rap right there, dog. I love.
You gotta tell me the album with Brother and Them. Okay, wait. We could do I feel like there's a case to be made where I could track by track and like really argue that the Forever Story is the better of these two records. Big Steppers against Big Steppers.
Here, I think I could argue track to track that Big Steppers beats it only by a small hair.
It's close, man. It's close. And I mean, I know the JID has a lot of Kendrick influence, of course. Like without
you hear it.
Without Kendrick, there isn't a JID. But
it's like the Rakim Nas argument. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, Nas is better than Rakim," but in my opinion, I live off of that. Like Rakim created Nas. Rakim was the grandfather of New York rap. Before Wu-Tang, before Nas, before anybody up in New York back then, there was Rakim and Eric B. That was the original New York shit, and that's why I put Rakim over Nas in my top 5, is because of what what Rakim did to make Nas.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is there's always those converging points. It's really I have a lot of fun with those debates, because like me, I would say like I think that Nas's discography, like to kind of jump into the debate that you were laying out there. I mean, I do think that Nas's discography is stronger than Eric B. Rakim shit.
Oh, most definitely. I don't even until Rakim went on his solo stuff away from Eric B. I really didn't fuck with him that much. He was kind of old. He was too old school rap for me. Like a lot of people are going to be upset when I say this as well, but I don't listen to Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash and all that like that. I listen to some of it, I touch on it, but a lot of the times I go straight from boom bap to what it is now because, truth be told, you're not going to hear that kind of rap anymore.
Well, the 80s shit was like very rooted in a different tradition. Like, I mean, when I listen to 80s hip hop, I'm listening to 80s hip hop for the reasons that I listen to house music. I'm not listening to 80s hip hop for the reasons that I listen to 90s hip hop or 2000s hip hop.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it for him. I'm not listening to it for influence. I'm listening to it for just the background noise.
Well,
really.
For me, it's not even background noise. The joints back then are danceable as fuck, and they were really meant to be party soundtrack.
Most
really
definitely
crafted as like background for a big fucking thumper for you to have a bunch of people break the fucking floor on the second, on the second floor of the apartment building.
I mean, that was graffiti New York Times, man. Everybody was rapping about being, fuck the police, all this other good stuff. I mean, it was about revolting against, the world and what it was at the time.
Yeah, so it's like a whole nother thing. It's like a whole nother thing. So, I mean, while I do have a lot of love for 80s hip hop, I can understand why somebody who is a fan of hip hop music or considers himself to be a hip hop head wouldn't really gravitate towards that era. Because the tradition changed so much between the like late 80s, early 90s. I feel like you have NWA coming in and changing fucking everything, basically.
Oh, NWA really did revitalize rap. Same thing with when you say NWA, you're really saying Ice Cube. Let's just be honest here. But at the end of the day, give me 1 second. Let me turn this light on so you can see me.
No worries, my guy.
All right, there we go. It got dark outside for some reason, and I'm like, it's early in the afternoon. But anyway, I was
gonna say it's only 9:30 in the morning for me, so you're in a whole different vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, when Ice Cube came out and NWA, West Side Connection, East Coast versus West Coast, before Andre 3K got on stage and said the South got something to say, you had a lot of things changing. Gangster rap was becoming the rap, and it took away from the dance rap that was the 80s rap.
No, for sure. And it really changed the focus. I think that was the beginning of hip hop becoming a zeitgeist. And then I think that it was really like, Eminem who kind of came really cement hip hop as being something that white America could consume. It bridged that gap finally.
And people are going to talk about like what he did with like the Shady LP, all that good stuff. Yeah. Marshall Mathers LP 1 and 2. The Shady EP, all that good
Marshall
stuff.
Mathers LP2. I'm really sorry to fucking cut you off, but like the Marshall Mathers LP2 turns 10 this year.
I'm feeling old. Yeah, thank you for that one.
Fucking, I was like, going
I mean,
I get what you're saying. But like, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna put a pin in this thought. Because I want to tell you what I looked at a list yesterday. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I looked at a list of albums that came out 10 years. But continue what you were saying. You were talking about Eminem, and we were kind of talking about how him coming out with the Marshall Mathers and the Slim Shady kind of like really helped to bridge the gap and make hip hop a cultural zeitgeist.
When he came out with what I think was probably what really pushed him into white America before white America even came out was the song he did with Aerosmith, "Sing for the Moment." Whatever the fuck it was called again.
That was what it was called. Yeah.
It was. Holy shit! I was always like, that was the song for me. Growing up, I related to that album. Not really to the point that Eminem did. I wasn't really abused as a kid. My parents kind of they spanked me, like normal Southern parents do. But I never had like the shit kicked out of me by my parents. But I did have a lot of problems with my stepfather. We never saw eye to eye. He never allowed me to really create the music that I wanted to create. He never allowed me to have the freedom that I wanted. My mom the same way. They tried to shelter me way too much, and I was a revolting kid. So, when I heard "Sing for the Moment," it was like, I feel this. I want to punch my stepdad in the fucking nose. I want to be mad. Like, let me get angry for 5 seconds. And I'm upset. My real dad bought me that album before he walked away out of my life for 10 years. and my mom broke that album in front of me because she said I didn't need to be listening to rap music. But yet she let me listen to shit like Slipknot and Marilyn Manson and things that people still claim that caused Columbine. But Eminem was bad, you know? Like, I was like, dude, I'm listening to this song for inspiration. And now I got to go, like, find rap and other facets in rock music so that my mom will allow me to listen to rap because I love it so much. That's why I stayed at Slipknot, because they had so many rap-esque songs.
Well, the whole new metal wave. That was
dude. Yeah, I mean, and I stay stuck in new metal. Like, I go listen to black metal, death metal, extreme all the way around. But, like, I also have my indie rock roots with, like, groups like Cage the Elephant, Wingnut Dishwashers Union, which is kind of like a folky punk band. I have a lot of
that. I could get into that. That sounds cool to me.
It's great, dude. I love having this wide range of music, man. Like, you could be in my car, and I'm gonna tell you, I listen to Hey Jude by the Beatles like once or twice a week. But at the same time, I'm sitting out here bumping Denzel Curry in Ultimate or something like that at the same time, because I'm like Tech Nine in a lot of ways. I believe that to make great music in any genre, you need to have a wider range of music to listen to. You need to have that inspiration.
You'll break the rules in ways that, like, you never know were even
like,
rules. It's weird.
Back to Can't Punk Me. Dude literally made an entire hook rooted in some fucking punk rock style shit that sounds like what's that group that nobody fucking likes in the punk genre? They're British.
You're not talking about the Sex Pistols, are you?
No. God, no. He didn't sound like. No, he's
unless you mean like
the Death Grips
or something.
The Death Grips. They're like some new age alt punk group that not many
Death
people
Grips
like.
is not a new age fucking. They're from fucking SoCal.
Okay, but they're old now. But back in the day, like, people had like very differing opinions on the Death Grips.
Okay,
they were.
I'm gonna do something real. Probably can't even fucking hear. Yeah, license.
That's a Death Grips license plate.
Album vinyl pressing that they dropped back in 2013. That's one of my most fucking prized possessions right there on the wall. I'm a massive Death Grips fan.
But tell me, Can't Punk Me's hook didn't give you that vibe.
Actually, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying with the delivery. It's because it's applying like a very
it's
aggressive tempo and kind of like manic approach to that vocal. Another you draw the Death Grips connection, which I think is the much easier connection that a lot of people are gonna go off top. But there's a song that I'm gonna refer you to that I can't play on this stream because we'll get copyrighted, called "Gold Chain Punk" by Soul Glow. Glo.
Why have I heard that before?
They got some attention last year. Their last album, Diaspora Problems, fucking incredible. It's just a bunch of like really intense post-hardcore. If you're a metal fan, I can see you liking it. Actually, it's like they're rapping.
Yeah.
They're like it's a hardcore record. Like there's no rapping on it really, but it's made by a bunch of dudes from like a hip hop kind of sensibility, and they're just making hardcore music, and they're like rapping about like gang shit, but like over hardcore instrumentals.
Oh,
and it's just fucking crazy.
I'm reading the chat right now, and Mr. Villains, bro, you said Jid is better at being Kendrick than Kendrick, and I've never heard a more true statement.
These days, though.
Like, that's facts. Like, Jid sounds more Kendrick than Kendrick does now, and maybe that's like saying something, but I find that fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, that's true. Like, Jid sounds like old Kendrick, and Kendrick sounds like, well, Kendrick, but not like Jid Kendrick. It's funny. Like, you can tell who
Kendrick's entertained so much more pop sensibility over the past couple of years. Like post Damn, he's been drunk off of that top 40 shit, in my opinion.
And maybe that's fair to him. Maybe he had his time in the light where he was spitting from a perspective that he needed to. I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers really did something though to change what he was doing. He kind of went back and did an introspective take on himself. And he's done that on a few albums. He did it with
And conceptually, I've kind of fucked that up. I haven't really given him the flowers conceptually, because making an entire record where you kind of confront the mistakes that you've made over a period of time, and then make an entire second disc about reconciling with those issues you identified.
It was so good. Like that song he did with what's her name? Fuck, what's that song name? what was it? We Grieve Different? Was it We Grieve Different?
Yeah,
No.
we cry
Where
together, or
We Cry Together. My favorite song from last year is We Cry Together, where he's like, fuck
Jesus.
you, bitch. No, fuck you. I was like, yo, anger, pain, sadness, all of the
For
emotions.
sure.
And then how he ends where she's like, yo, fuck me, bro. And I was like, yeah.
Hell of a
Yeah.
music video too. Hell of a music video. Actually, fuck. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Do you remember? You're on Reddit. You know the fucking Seabat story.
Yeah.
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 Dog, I saw someone on the Kendrick subreddit like
Mm-hmm.
splice that part of the music video to like the Seabat audio, and I fucking died.
Oh my God, dude.
I've been trying to find
Oh.
it. If anybody sees this and you know where the fucking splice of We Cry Together and Seabat is, I need y'all to send that to me, please, because I've been looking. It's so fucking funny.
Hey, Mr. Villains, you're right. Kendrick is definitely not as hungry as he used to be. He just did that Super Bowl appearance with Eminem and Dr. Dre and God knows how many other names from an outdated era at one point, and now they're making a revival, and I love it. I love to see old rappers coming back. Method Man is one of my favorite rappers, and he dropped an album last year, or I think an EP or something. Had a great time listening to that. Yeah, it was. I think it was either last year or the year before. It was called the something Pill album or some shit like that. It was either a single EP or it was great. It was Method Man, but it was Method Man to a new age. And I think that Wu-Tang deserves that love too, because they have been able to adapt and overcome. I mean, they did the song Wu-Tang Forever with Logic.
Yep.
And I think they need the love there too, because they're still transcending time. Eminem does not sound as hungry as he used to.
Eminem
does
doesn't
not
sound as Eminem as he used to, dude. He sounds sounds like he's become what people have always said he is, in a way.
Yeah, and a zany, out the fucking wall lyricist, GOAT lyricist. I will never be able to say I put Royce da 5'9" over Eminem as a lyricist only in a shred of a margin.
The
and it's just
anti-vax
because
bars are killing me though.
Yeah, like man, how do I put this? Eminem is trying so hard to be the fastest rapper alive that I feel like maybe he's losing his touch with being a rapper. He's telling too much of being the greatest now. And I've heard him talk about how great he is 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. I respect it. I love it, dude. You're great. You're the GOAT. You've done it. You did this. You said these words. You can sit out here and like overcomplicate a lyric.
I want some music back. I want some music back. I don't want to hear Rap God get remade 48 more times.
Yeah, and like I think that's what really pissed me off is like I go back now and I listen to some of his shit from Kamikaze and then from Music to Be Murdered By, and even that other album where he was kind of dissing D12 for some reason. I still don't understand that. But like,
was it an apology? I think it was an apology.
Was it an apology? Yeah, because he was dissing D12 at one point.
He was
went back to say sorry.
Yeah. No, he made that song on Revival that was him like apologizing.
Yeah,
like, after Proof.
He went. What really fucked up for me was when Eminem, and really what happened was he lost Proof and it changed his perspective about life. But ever since the Relapse album and probably the Recovery album, I really haven't been an Eminem fan. I love old Eminem. I sit here and listen to Eminem from the outside as I listen to Eminem from when he made his Immortal. I listen to Eminem when he first made his first few albums. That Eminem, untouchable. GOAT. Hands down, nobody could beat him as a rapper. He remade rap music. He put rap music on the map for a lot of people who didn't even know what rap music was. Much love to Eminem. Nowadays, And I love to see people who are coming out here and showing their roots in Eminem, especially these rappers who are using their flows and kind of biting Eminem's flow just a hair and making it their own. I love that because it shows that Eminem really has been a grandfather to a lot of us kids who grew up in that era of Eminem.
No, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't have too much to add, but I think that was a solid point. No, when it yeah, it is cool seeing how many of ours like tied back directly there. I mean, and I think it speaks to what we were talking about earlier, is how he really bridged the gap and made some.
Yeah, most definitely. He really transcended the hip hop genre to what it is today, to where you hear it on like pop radio stations
Yep.
or R&B radio stations. Hip hop is in everything. Hip hop's in rock
Well, it's the
music,
zeitgeist
country
now.
music.
It's the zeitgeist now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's,
Everybody wants to rap. Everybody wants to rap.
and that's the thing is like the rapping now, the rapping of this generation has become like the rock band of the '90s. Everyone had a fucking band in there.
Everybody wanted to be Nirvana. Everybody wanted to be Weezer. Everybody wanted to be that. Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah, and that's the thing
everybody
is,
wants to be a rapper.
You know what? I'm thankful to M for everything that he did give us for the time that he did. Not checking in on like I used to be, but
Yeah.
at the same time, every artist has their what I consider their. I hate to use them as an example, but I've been listening to them to a ton. Like I've been listening to them a ton recently. Is Modest Mouse?
Oh yeah, I love
Massive,
Modest Mouse.
massive,
Yeah.
massive fucking Modest Mouse fan. But like,
Great band.
yeah, but like Eminem as well. You know, there's a point in their career where they itch their stylistic, and it's actually with Kendrick as well. I think this is applicable to. Is there's one album in their discography that kind of marks as like a transition record. So like for Modest Mouse, I'd argue that it's like good news for people who love bad news. Eminem, I would argue that transition starts happening around. For Kendrick, it's Damn. Like you get to the other side of this transitional period, and things kind of start to taper off. People get a little comfortable. Maybe their sound gets a little bit more polished, a little DIY, a little pristine.
Maybe it's because they come too mainstream. Maybe that's what makes us. Maybe that's what makes us go like, now they're too mainstream.
And I think that's part of it for me at least. I really love a DIY aesthetic. It's one of the reasons I love early modern so much. And I do love good news for people who love bad news. I actually think it's like their second best record. But past that point,
I love Good News album. Yeah, it's great.
Past that point, they kind of go in a bit of an iffy direction. And actually, while I'm talking about I do get say a quick. Passed away on December. I was lucky enough to see them perform like a month beforehand. Saw them like. Yeah, but like, you know what? There's always transitions in these artists' careers. So I'm gonna get into one last point. I think this could be a cool thing to kind of close out on before we get into the actual feedback. Kind of flip the docket.
Yeah, we really just went wherever we wanted to go.
Hey man, it happens. It happens. Like I said, this is the first episode, right? So I mean, if this is how it goes, this is how it goes. I like. But what I was gonna say is, okay, so we're watching these. You know, we have these greats who are kind of getting into what I've called it their end time. Who do you think is the next step to fill that void then? If Kendrick is kind of past his era of being the #1 rapper in the game, most relevant, most active, like we can kind of see that he's had his moment. I would argue that Drake has kind of had his moment already. Who is coming
Drake
in?
has been had his moment.
Yeah. So who the fuck is coming in to fill that void next in the hip hop landscape in your opinion?
Let's base it off of rapper to rapper. Let's start with Drake. Somebody who's going to take over Drake's spot. Drake took over Wayne's spot, and Wayne took over. God, I can't even remember whose spot he took over. I would say Snoop Dogg went to Wayne, then Wayne went to Drake. I'm thinking Drake's going to go to somebody like Future. For Kendrick, Jid, that's an understatement to say.
That's an easy parallel. That's a testament.
Yeah,
to Jid's
you can't. Yes, Jid is about to take over the scene with that. I also think that you could see rappers coming up, like Chance the Rapper is still trying to do something big. I think that he could start taking over in a lot of roles if people start checking him out, because Chance the Rapper does deserve his flowers. Lyric wise, being one of the best lyricists on the map, not many people know of him, and if they do know of him, good job. Token, in my opinion, might be the next Eminem when it comes to lyricism. The kid can rap fast. Dude can spit bars that just do something with wordplay. He knows how to change his flow up. He knows how to add his cadence. He really knows how to make himself sound good. And I think that he's going to be the next wave Eminem, if anybody. I think Yellow Wolf had the chance, and then he kind of just got balled out by Eminem.
Yeah, no.
So
I think
Token's
know
that guy.
of Token too, actually. Familiar with his work, although I haven't checked up.
He's a great rapper.
He hit me on the Lyrical Miracle vibe with the early shit. Maybe he's grown.
Yeah. he's still the lyrical miracle vibe. But I mean, if we're talking about somebody who's going to take over Eminem, you're going to find somebody who's lyrical miracle.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, that's a good point. That is a good point. I'm trying to think now if I have any to throw up that aren't like biting. I mean, it is the obvious. Who are you gonna say other than it's in perspective? But
fuck it, I'll take his place. I'll do it. Yeah. I'll try to rap like Kendrick, bro. I'll do it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And I actually think that like there isn't the same number of like parallels. I mean, I think that I think that hip hop is actually kind of just changing in a way, in a way that it's not like the very melodic end is taken over.
And I mean, let's talk about. I know we want to get to these feedbacks, but let's talk about the fact that how can we even talk about somebody who's going to take over when we're losing all of these people like Juice WRLD? You lost Lil Peep. Yeah, you lost Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, Mac Miller. I mean, fuck, dude. If anybody was going to take over Eminem's spot as the top GOAT white rapper, in my opinion, it would have been Mac Miller before he passed away. The dude had everything.
Shout out to Fantano too. He gave Swimming a Redux review this week. He re-reviewed Swimming.
Yeah, Swimming is such a good album.
Dog, he gave it Fantano gave it a 3 initially.
No, I'm glad he went back. I hope he went back and turned that shit to an 8 or a 9 at least.
That's exactly what happened. He went back and turned that shit to an 8. Spoiler alert. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, dude. Sorry. I gotta. I mean, God, man, Mac Miller just. There were so many great rappers that we've lost too early. I mean, you got PNB Rock, Nipsey Hussle. Yep. I mean, Nipsey Hussle, dude. Nipsey Hussle was. There is another rapper right there that could have taken over Kendrick's place, and he's West Coast. Nipsey Hussle could have taken over Kendrick's spot any day of the week. He was rapping about, black people that are rapping in a white-run business that are being pushed down by these racist white rich people. Fuck, man, that shit right there. I respect the fuck out of people who talk about that because they need to.
Yeah.
They need to realize that this business is a very fucked up business. The music industry is not this industry that you just walk into and say, "Hey, I'm an artist. I want to be famous. Give me money." No, they're gonna give you the smallest amount of money when you start out if you get into an industry. If you try to do the independent thing, you could be like Joyner Lucas, who did the independent thing and became the richest and most famous independent artist to come out of anywhere.
Hey man, Frank Ocean's independent now. I'm just saying. He's been independent since
yeah. Frank Ocean, Frank. Fuck, you can't really talk shit about Frank Ocean. He's so fucking good. It's like Earl Sweatshirt. Like,
how the fuck has that guy managed to stay relevant? We were talking about like Kendrick, kind of like Drake goes away for 5 years, no one remembers who he is anymore. Fucking Kendrick manages to like not actually get his way in with the kids. How the fuck is Frank Ocean still relevant? The dude hasn't done shit.
Because look at what he fucking does, man. The dude is just his own entity. Dog, when you go listen to Frank Ocean, it's not.
You probably can't even see it on here. I got blonde tatted on me and shit. Like,
dude. I still love Chanel. I think that's one of the best. I love that song, dude. Fuck, man, he kills that shit. And when he goes for those highs, oh man, great song.
The Frank Ocean falsettos are, I mean, Frank, come back, please. I know that this random white Canadian guy is not going to be the one to tip the scales, but fucking just in case, please, man, please. I'll get another tattoo.
There you go. That way you can get the next album tattooed.
I got a Kanye tattoo too. That's not looking so good these days.
I would have kept that quiet. I was about to ask, did you get the swastika? Because that's the only Kanye tattoo I could think. My God. What kind of person goes on to Twitter and says, "I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on the Jews"? What the fuck, man?
Jeez, we gotta dead that one because I don't want to get this stream TOS'd. But Oh, geez,
God.
I definitely not a good time to have a Kanye tattoo. I'm very sad. Very sad time. Call it. You know what, guys? Pick up your cell phone. Just look through your Facebook friends list or something. Just like reach out to the Kanye fans, and they're really going through it.
Yeah, they really are, because he went from being one of the greatest. He was like, I hate to say this, man, but let's talk about how great Kanye was. I mean, he was a producer and an artist, and now he's. Yeah. Now I want to cancel him on every single second of
Fuentes
and wearing MAGA hats and making Yeezy symbols that look like swastikas and calling
It's so sad. What a fall from grace, dude. How do you fuck up? How do you fumble the bag that hard?
I mean, how do you go from being one of the most prolific artists? I mean, doesn't he have like still holding the most Grammy awards of all time for any hip hop artist? Like, how do you go from that to what you are now? But you're right. Let's put a pin in this because we got to get these feedbacks, and people are going to get pissed if I talk shit too much.
Hey, it's okay. So, just quickly, because I'm actually gonna sneak out for a quick bathroom break. Earlier I was doing a side by side where we were talking about the flows when we were still kicking some game to these cats about the freestyles. You were saying we were demonstrating your quick flow over that beat with the tempo it had, and then I was gonna demonstrate what I had done over there. So I'm gonna play this in the background while I'm taking that quick washroom break. I'll be right back. Hey, yo, hip hop war zone is ZakNoC and his bitch. We got Wayne T and his bitch. It's Cypher number 4 and his bitch. You ready? Let's go. I've been getting in my bag, homie, I'm trying to relax. Smoking, my breathing is black, yeah, facts, this slides. And I'm getting low on my cash, but still getting bitches to smash. Uzi, I pull out the mag, that's a rag. Purchase a pack, it feel like a tax, so I'ma attack. Rolling them boys in the back, bumping the rappers who packing the strap, and they spray it like Canada ash. Ain't got no question to ask. My mans all know where I be, know where they find it on me. Smoking on tree, I be riding this beat, bitch, please. Cause I never wait on a call. Don't fuck with your shit at all. My only dream is to ball. Princeton, I'm charming, I'm having a ball. Splitting the atom, I'm God. I got 2 sides to be Darth Maul. Ain't gon' stop till money on tall. I can give 2 fuck about law. They don't give 1 fuck about me, so fuck y'all. What you want out of me, huh? Cause I came with this heat, but I ain't for the streets, huh? What you want out of me, bruh? On my ice ain't a thing, all that talking is cheap, bruh. Yo, fuck a new freezer. Fuck a fake, fuck a place. I'm not what I ate, and I'm not about to break. Give a fuck what you think. I'm not about to waste energy on that shade, bruh. Give a fuck about her, yeah. I'ma come louder, yeah. Hitting that powder, smoking that sour. Speakers need more power, yeah. You motherfuckers are fishy as fuck. You be stuck in that clam chowder, yeah. Just keep swimming, yo. Go find Nemo. This game don't need no more flounders, yeah. Making this wave, I'm a founder. Making this wave, I'm a founder, bitch. Yo, Hip Hop Warzone, what's up? One take, bitch.
Yo, I do have to say that.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if you know this or not, but how the fuck do you rap on a beat and then come out here and like dance like you got 2 left feet when you like listening to your shit?
Oh, dude, I'm so trash. I'm so trash when it comes to it. I am like, dude, I dressed extra white today because I'm the whitest dancer on earth.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know about that, man. The best I can do is a good old Cabbage Patch, like coming around here, and I still don't even do it on time. Like it's funny that I know how to rap because I couldn't dance to save my fucking life.
Which is so funny because, like I said, at one point in my life, I was professionally trained. But the thing is like they don't teach you how to dance at parties.
No, they don't.
My
like, what am I supposed
is fire.
I'm just like this right here, like just doing fist bumps at the party. Like, yeah, I'm that guy, you know? Like, fuck, I'm not doing anything else. You're not gonna get me to
dude, for me, it's always this. It's always the
yeah. You gotta be that
by the end.
Yeah, and I don't even do that. I try to make sure my body is good for the work the next day because I'm an adult now. So
Yeah,
you know, when
exactly.
you go to parties, you're kind of just you're doing this thing right here, just moving your body a little bit. I can't even move it a lot, dude. I tweaked my back at work, and that shit still hurts a week later. I'm getting fucking old.
Tweaked
my back when I was 10.
I can't stand it.
It tweaked my back when I'm 10. I'm better by the next day. Tweaked my back at 26, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be down for a month.
Yeah, dude, it's over. It's over.
God.
That's the rough part. That's the rough part, dog. I gotta start like watching what I eat and shit.
Dude, I was on a diet and I dropped like 40 pounds, man. I was like 250. I'm back up to like 235. Yeah, dude, it was great.
It's fucking tough,
great.
man. That's tough.
It was great. It was great. A lot of people were like, "Oh, dude, you broke up with your girlfriend, man. So you got like stopped eating." I was like, "Nah, I just started dieting. That way, you know, my ex-girlfriend can look at me and realize that I was way better than she was."
Yeah, that's right. Look at what you missed.
Yeah, like that's exactly like that was my mindset. And then I had some I dropped some acid and had some introspective moments. So like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this for me and not anybody else or spite or anything like that. It was growth.
God damn, dude. I could not I could not drop acid in your. I'm terrified of America. You guys' criminal justice system is wild.
Dude, it's so great over here. I live in like my state. I'm living in the city with the highest crime rate. Yeah, I'm still hood. I don't give a fuck. I still live around motherfuckers who shoot. I don't care.
That's right.
Like,
no, we ain't got none of that up here, man. Like we're actually pretty safe.
Yeah, you guys have like good health care and legal weed. How could you be mad when like 95% of the people up there are high as shit, you know? Like,
yeah, Jesus. Oh man, yeah, we don't have too much crazy shit going on around here. But like that's the thing, right? Is like I'll drop acid no problem just because like I know that the cops aren't gonna do fuck all about it. But like
yeah, I think you guys like all your drugs are decriminalized up there now. Like I think
I mean
Canada
effectively. Like
I
the
think
thing is
fentanyl is
like,
the only thing.
they ran some legislation in my province specifically because our criminal justice system, like you guys have different laws from state to state. For us, our criminal law is countrywide. We don't have like those rules or anything like that. But there is province-specific pilot programs that we to kind of see how things could work on a countrywide scale. So right now in my province, which is BC, British Columbia, we decriminalized everything under 3 gram substances.
Holy shit! I respect that. You know,
so
like
it's just for 2 years. It's just for 2 years to see what that does. You know, like how much low like non-violent drug. Like they can't even take it from you. Like if I have if I have an 8 ball of coke in my pocket, they cannot take it.
God, you guys aren't partying it up right now. Fuck. You know how long
the
you can go on an 8 ball.
The unfortunate part is that we're also dealing with like a really savage, toxic drug supply. Like all of our shit, like you guys get your shit from Mexico. Ours is all imported from China, through the ports and shit.
Oh,
so like it's definitely been gross over the past couple of years. I mean, in my teen years, I'm so thankful that in my teen years we weren't dealing with the same shit we're dealing with now. Because
dude. Yeah, same here. Like my growing up, man, I did a lot of drugs. You know, I got addicted to Percocets for a little while and overdosed on them once.
Fuck, man,
I was lucky to stay alive.
That's tough.
Yeah, I got a lot of stories that could really like fuck people up. But man, honestly, back when I was a kid, all these things that are going on now, I was okay doing it. It didn't bother me. It didn't faze me. I snorted cocaine. I did all that. It was fun. You know, I was having fun as a teenager, trying to be rebellious, and you know, the older I got, the more I realized I didn't need all of that. And I still smoke weed. I don't care.
Yeah, and it's just a boredom cure at the end of the day. That's all drugs ever.
Yeah, and that's really what it was. What mine was is I was battling a lot of mental problems. My head was in a different space. I was very angry at the world. So drugs were a way to escape that. The same thing with alcohol. I was really into all of that. My parents never knew. I hope they're not watching this. I really didn't post it on Facebook so they could find it. So but yeah, I was doing a lot of dumb shit, and I did all the hard drugs before I did weed. And I go look back now, and down here in America right now, fentanyl is a huge problem.
That's what I was gonna say. It's all over our. It's all over our street. You can't even get like right. Not that I've tried.
I just man, like fentanyl, like everybody's putting it in everything. Like even our weed supply here, because it's not legal in America, it's hard to get, you know, safe from the dispensary weed, so we have to get it from drug dealers who could be lacing any of our shit and killing us. And I've lost friends.
That's tough,
to it,
man.
you know?
That's tough. Like I mean, yeah, we have like I go to the store.
Yeah, let me get that O right there. Yeah, I go to a store and ask for an O. I got to do it from the dealer on the corner. You know, like big difference. You know.
Man, well, let's hope that Joe has got y'all covered. Let's hope that Joe get some shit moving. I don't know.
He's got to stop touching 12-year-olds first. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. So I'm a cut it there. What we're gonna do now is we haven't done any of the self promo shit in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to pull it out from let's see what I got. 21 days ago. So the last one of last year. And then I'm going to pull in the 2 that have happened this year's self-pro. So you and I are going to give some feedback on these. The first one I've got is FG/KR feat AG. This song looks like it's called King's Dead. It's by Killick2049 on the subreddit, u/Killick2049. Let's see what he's got for it. After this ad from our friend and sponsors.
I love sponsors.
It's a fantastic city.
I chose to raise my family in Surrey.
All right, King's Dead feat AG. FGMKR on YouTube.
At Walmart, we're locking in low prices on key Walmart brand essentials to help you save.
This ought to do it.
Sorry about that, guys.
These low prices are already locked in.
Better safe than sorry.
Save up to 40% on key Walmart brand essentials.
We're gonna try that again. Sorry, y'all, my OBS crashed. You hear me, my friend?
I think I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. All right.
Sorry
we're
about
good.
that. Yeah, no, I don't know what happened when I went and pressed play on that. All my shit froze, but the stream didn't go down. I kept the stream up. The stream's okay. So one more time, we're gonna run that back, and everything's gonna be all right this time. I promise.
All right, cool.
One more time. All right. So this one, like I had said, is King's Dead featuring AG. Let's see what it is. If my OBS lets me listen to it.
Vision blurry, night falls, subtle sounds of the king screaming white go. AG Armageddon slaying royal flight dome. Just my presence make them blur the line dead and right so. I call it uno, my final cornerstone. The shotgun, the chill, soaring over all the kuno. Loses to the king that's playing the harp, they pray to Juno. I'm the omen of calamity, my best regards to full soul. Yeah, I ride the wave of the melody till I'm lost at sea. Folks stop the dream, sirens call a living prophecy. I'm the link bearing off to any monstrous feet. Urge forward, I commando battalions. Drums sinking to a ragged best of the stallion. I can see the veins bulge on my opposition in the Coliseum. Bloody deaths from this competition. Drums rumbling, humbling, all their government mumbling. Had enough of this summoning, feel that's numbing the struggle to hold it, covenant. Those who run from it, trembling, lots of plummeting, doubling, that's a numbering. Our success was never in any doubt. As the god of death overlaps my silhouette, I route foolish heroes that dare to take a step on my grounds. The cipher breeds a fountain of souls from those devout.
All hail the kings of King's Dead. Laid in his neck, blood squirt over his head. All hail the kings of King's Dead. All hail the kings of King's Dead. Brighter times ahead, power in your reign. All hail the kings of King's Dead.
In this phenom, I couldn't be wrong, but God bless me, my connection to failure is tenuous. Too much ground to bleed on, my feet still feed off the energy from the clouds of men that kill with excellence. We tread well with the flag of nobility, dragged by horses, screams of power and eloquence. Such wretchedness beholding the men, laden with greed, I leave them to go route with the pestilence.
All hail the kings of King's Dead. Laid in his neck, blood squirt over his head. All hail the kings of King's Dead. All hail the kings of King's Dead. Brighter times ahead, power in your reign. All hail the kings of King's Dead. All hail the kings of King's Dead. Laid in his neck, blood squirt over his head. All hail the kings of King's Dead. All hail the kings of King's Dead. Brighter times ahead, power in your reign. All hail the kings of King's Dead. All hail the king.
Man, that was wild.
That sounded like some WWE type shit.
I was gonna say, like, you know what? Actually, it's really funny because you've talked about how like you have some metal inclinations for sure, and like that song was very obviously it hit me at least like it was taking some cues from like that sort of world.
I heard 3 different things that really pushed to me. One, it sounded like this dude was from Florida and he really has heavy influences in Suicide Boys. 2, it sounded more like City Morgue in some ways, especially the guitar riff. Have you ever heard of City
Yes,
Morgue?
I got City Morgue records.
Ah, dude, I fucking love City Morgue, dude. And that's where it really kind of vibed into it, was that heavy metal-esque kind of beat going on. And then, you know, you started having that Suicide Boys type flow with it. I love the correlation of both. I'm pretty sure you could have been going for something completely different, but that's kind of what I heard. The hook is, it's very, like Cass says in the comments, it's very movie soundtrack type with the hook. The beat's a little bit different. I will say from an instrumentalist standpoint, somebody who plays guitar, you could have probably tweaked that gain a little bit and got a more clean sounding distortion out of your guitar. Because at the end, when he starts trying to do those pinch harmonics and running the riff, it sounds good, but you really want your distortion and something like that to come out real clean. And what that came out was very muddy, very bogged down. You want to really tweak that gain, bring it down, a lot of distortion to do the crunch. Because what I heard was more gain pushing the crunch away.
Yeah, and I actually think that to kind of jump in here as well, the biggest, like, because I have a bit of trouble speaking to this one overall, just because I think that what it's going for is not necessarily something that I'm super into necessarily, but it seemed like lyrically the angle that they were taking was leaning into a lot of those kind of similar themes that you might hear from a metal track, stuff that is a bit more like medieval or kind of something like that in a way. So I mean, the song being called King's Dead, it makes sense. But the one thing that I really wish that I'd have just had there is I wish that the mix was just a little bit clearer. Like you said, muddy is something that I'd use to describe it quite often. I think that it was better on the chorus, actually. Like when you were on the hook, like things were coming through a little bit clearer. Voices were coming through clearer. I could hear everybody. But sometimes it sounds like, depending on what part of the song I'm listening to, I'm going to be expecting the vocal to be a different volume, and not in like a dynamics way, in like a this wasn't mixed properly kind of.
Yeah.
So like, I think that taking that back to the drawing board with the mix is kind of what needs to happen there. On the lyrical end of things, you know what? It's not something that I would rap about, but I appreciate you stepping out of your comfort zone in that sense. And then, yeah, I think you gave really solid feedback as well, just more on the instrumental producer side, because that's something
most definitely. As the rapper aspect of it, I love the flow. I'm a huge Suicide Boys fan, so I love hearing a Suicide Boys type flow. I also heard a little bit of Ghostman, a little bit of City Morgue here and there. It was really aggressive and punchy and in your face, and you got the flow where you wanted at. I think it went with the beat well. You wrote the beat well. Like I said, the hook to me wasn't really my cup of tea, mainly because I really don't like that movie soundtrack type shit on a hook. It really takes away from what a real good rap song could be. Past that though, I enjoyed the song. I liked how you branched rock and rap together the way you did. I love the guitar riff. Like I said, work on the instrumental a little bit, make it less muddy. Past that, this was a solid track.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna get into the next one we got. It's shot_vegetable1400 on the subreddit, u/shotvegetable1400. Let's see, on YouTube, they go by Jester Valentine. We got Blood Mania, produced by J Stark 780. Let's see what's going on here.
780.
It's creepy as fuck already.
All right. Check it out. Blood Mania. Blood Mania. Blood Mania. Manic for the blood. Creatures of the night. In a nightlife. Creatures of the night. With the low light. That low life causes strife up on the cranium. Vicious. With my blood mania. Yeah, 780. Meet 730. Make it sound dirty and murder the fucking beat. Dracula underneath. The underground hit with the stick dripping red from sacrilegious meat. Let's take a ride in my frontal lobe asylum. Give you any rhyme I write in different styling. Let you have your right to fight and then silence. This is Master J with mad violence. Goons on the right, goons on the left. Project steps up when I'm off rap. Snap back, better pack fast while I'm all slap. Yo, I got it, Mac. Sit back, relax. Take you all back, packing through rap to the max with the Grim Reaper. Looking at my back, like who the fuck is that? Avoiding death black. Ripping up the boom bap with the boom bap. Pin me on the map, cause I'm coming for ya. Main artery zombie when I be who I really be around wannabes, bitch. Drop you on your knees for a vicious vanity. Creatures of the night, in a nightlife. Creatures of the night, with the low light. That low life causes strife up on the cranium. Vicious, with my blood mania. Creatures of the night, in a nightlife. Creatures of the night, with the low light. That low life causes strife up on the cranium. Vicious. When the screw turns, I hide from my sanity and family to leave them with the memory of me. Instead of lunacy, agonizing blood magic makes me go manic. Panicking, I flee into a fucking frenzy. Non-fiction finally becomes fantasy. Mad at me and feeling sad for me, oh poor me. Psychedelic state now without humanity. Crazed out my mind, think I'm crawling in the sewers. Nightclub after nightclub gets fewer. Strippers get lured and impaled on a skewer. Found by the homicidal, ready to be eaten. Better when I lead them into my slaughter eating. Even if defeated, I'm needed by those untreated souls. Blood around my mouth, bound underground, shell shocked when I'm found, stomping around my human mound. Stomping around my human mound.
All right, so that was Blood Mania, produced by JStark780 by Jester Valentine. Also goes by shot_vegetable1400 on the subreddit. I'll start that one off. Stylistically, we're obviously going through like a juggalo kind of thing. We're going through that sort of ICP kind of tradition where we've got that sort of, you know, the beat felt carnival-y to me in that sense. There was a lot of the synth choices that kind of leaned into that kind of subculture, which I think that it actually comes off sounding pretty cohesive, the grand scheme of things, for that type of song that you're trying to make. My complaint with it is that the bars themselves are pretty basic. Like, there isn't really a lot going on in the sense of intricate, like you know, the rhyme patterns are fine. I'm not shitting on the rhyme patterns or anything like that. But I just think that like the punchlines, you know, were kind of weak. I didn't really hear them that frequently. It kind of just felt like you were almost like freestyling to a degree, which if that was freestyled, then bravo, because like, you know, perfectly on beat, everything was hitting. But there was sort of times from within there, like I obviously don't have lyrics to read, but things got a little incoherent. Kind of just saying things to be saying them because they fit here, as opposed to really playing into specific theme. And I do appreciate like the Blood Mania thing being there, but I think that it would have been smarter to kind of focus in on that concept if you were going to make a song like that, instead of just having the typical, like, you know, rippity rapping, doing the rap thing, this is my flow, and da-da-da-da. Like, there was so many references to the actual act of like rapping and kicking my flow over this beat in this way. Like, that's fine. I want to hear about the Blood Mania thing though, because if we're making a song in that vein, I feel like it's got to get there conceptually. It's kind of work. The metaphors in the way that I kind of needed. I don't know. What do you think, my friend? Kind of rambled for a bit.
I will sound really harsh here, and I really don't mind too. Like you said, those bars were very elementary. Not just that, on the beat, on the flow, you sounded like early age rap.
Indeed,
which is fine.
Yeah, it's that tradition.
It's fine. It's cool. It's a good bouncing point to figure out where to actually hit your notes at, to where you hit your punches at. It's great. But this is a new era. This is a new world. This is a new type of rap. How you sounded, you really want to find your flow. Your flow sounded more choppy than anything, and I really want you to look at it and see where you could have leaned into a word more, or where you could have pulled something at. And, you know, like Zach said, your concept was there, but you really didn't go for it. You really wanted to talk about how good you were at something, and that's fine. It's cool, but make sure that if you're going to make a song with a name, make sure the name matches the concept, and it's really pushing those with good metaphors, good similes, good punchlines, really good flow. Also, like, go back, check this out. And also, maybe it's the beat. Maybe it's the beat that's really kind of pushing me back as well. It wasn't one of my favorite songs I've heard in a while, but at the same time, I could see where there could be growth there. There was a lot of good wordplay where there's a lot of places where there was good wordplay. You just have to bounce off of the parts that were good and really just grow from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can already see, like, as well on the webpage here, like, we got, like, it seems like you're pretty into the costuming and that sort of thing, like, which is cool. So, like, I'd like to hear that amount of, like, high concept that you seem to be going for in your aesthetic. I'd like to hear that a little bit more. As well. I think that's a good thing. All right, so I got another one here, CH1 Curry on the subreddit. They've posted 2. Now, one thing I'm going to say, guys, is for anybody watching, if you're contributing to the self-promo threads and you post more than one song in there, I'm just going to pick one at random for the podcast. If you put your whole mixtape in here, I'm going to pick a random song from the mixtape, and I'm going to if you guys put 2 songs in here, I'm going to play I just want to, if I got like one person posting like 15 things that they've done, we're going to be here all day. I don't got all day. I got a lecture in like 2.5 hours I got to get to. So like, I want to make sure we can get through everybody. So the main one that CH1 Curry wanted to do is this guy. Second to get it loaded in here. So CH1 u/CH1 Curry on the subreddit. Goes by NDS Music on YouTube. Got Rewind, Running Up That Hill remix. NDS produced.con. Let's see what this is like.
Hit with the past, chasing by my tracks. Got me looking sad, man, it got me looking bad. One more trying to dream, but gotta wake in. Wish I stopped to breathe before the page lit. Every little thing I'm still amazed with, which I guess the love he just saw is basic. To the people saw my circle, I'm the quiet kid. We're mixed at the ice and the fire pit. See, this is why it's life, I'm admiring. We live for the memories we dying with. Yeah, that we dying with. Try to cave in, and I hit low. Can't catch waves if you in a fishbowl. All the days when I'ma miss those. Never phased in, tied on a sick throw. We were in class, were we there though? Couple years passed, guess we didn't grow. Spent a lot of time with the same bros. We didn't get tight, we some classiphobes. We just fantasized, don't know what we wanted. It was unrealistic, but that didn't stop us. When the remember when couples start hitting harder. Man, it's been a minute since we had a proper heart to heart. Don't know where to start. Out the window with all the basic thoughts. Used to hit lows when you shoot them for them stars. We playing limbo cause they kept raising bars. Now I got them bars and I'ma make it far. Long as the cause is greater than the odds. No need to pause, I ain't playing for the talk. Don't you applaud, I don't do for the props, I don't do for the...
That beat flip was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that beat.
I definitely. It sounded a bit quiet to me, but I'm thinking that was just a mix thing.
Yeah, it was definitely muffled in the back, but I think if it was mixed better, it would have sounded a whole lot cleaner. And way cooler.
So yeah, this one was actually really interesting to me, because I feel like we're so in the right direction with this kind of song. Like I feel like we're pointing so in the right direction. It's just the execution still needs to come a little bit with. So like this cat sounds a little younger. I'm gonna assume maybe like high school, college age, kind of vibe. Still like he's very informed by a much more modern sensibility for sure.
Somewhere between 18 and 45.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But yeah, my guy like he's going with a pretty subdued delivery, which is fine. But the mix needed to give his voice more body. If we were going to be like going on that low of an inflection, we kind of needed some reverb on that vocal. We needed a couple more layers to kind of give it some meat. Because the way it was recorded sounded just a little thin. And also the delivery just sounded a little bit more asleep than emotional. But the way the verses were written, I didn't actually dislike them at all. I thought that they were pretty solid. For the type of song that we're kind of chasing after here. I also really like the beat, like you said. I like that sample flip there, that whole run it up.
Hey, just wanted to apology for a second. I'm not trying to cut into it, but
no, dude, cut away.
You might want to check your Reddit messages, and I also think that YouTube isn't showing up the video feed right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's just giving me a buffering screen. Maybe it's just me, but yeah.
I'm getting excellent connection on my end, but I will check the Reddit shit.
Because it could just be my end, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, no, I am confirming that we are good. All right. Double checking on.
All right, cool. It's showing both of us all good here. Got you. reading the comments while we're saying stuff to see what people are saying. All right, everybody seeing us? Sounding good?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, chat, for that. Yeah. Thank you, chat, for that. It's good to know that my computer's just being a shitty computer right now.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Talking to lives.
While he's talking to lives, I'm gonna go ahead and just give my rundown on what I feel about that beat and the rap. I think the beat was great. The verse was really one-dimensional. I think what you could have done a little bit was use more flow styles. You really kind of stuck with one flow a little too long. What you want to do as a rapper is you want to be able to keep the ears of the listener perked up. You want to change your flow up so they're like, oh, okay, this is something new. This is something new. It's the same thing when you're making a beat. You don't want to keep a monotonous beat. You want to change your beat up. You want to add the fills. You want to add the little nuances that make the beat what it is. That way the ears of the listener are always perked. It's the same thing when you're flowing. You don't want to stick on that da 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 da, then da 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 da. And you don't want to do that 4 to 6 times. You probably want to do that in between 2 bars, come back with the 3rd and 4th bar a little bit different, and then go back with another 4 bars that switch up halfway between, or even, treat it like an English teacher would tell you how to run a sentence. You don't want to have the same sentence in a paragraph. You don't want to have a simple sentence and then you want to have simple sentences, complex sentences, compound sentences, compound, complex sentences. It's the same thing when you're writing a flow. You want to have all of those different kind of flows melding together in the flow that you're looking for. You don't want to sit there and just stop and say, okay, that's it. Keep changing it up, keep doing something that's more versatile. It's what really gets the listeners to go back and listen to you again.
No, that's really good
And
advice. That's really solid advice. Absolutely. Thank you for covering while I was taking care of the technical side.
Oh yeah, dude, most definitely. I knew you had stuff to handle. I was just trying to keep everybody informed.
We gotta straighten out. We gotta straighten out behind the scenes magic. Ooh, all the shit we got going on back here. You guys will never know.
It's a lot. It's a lot of mod stuff, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But I like what you were saying. How like it did come off a little bit one-dimensional in the verse. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of my gripes were a lot more delivery focused. I mean, I think you gave very good advice on the writing end of it, for sure.
There were definitely flow changes. I'm not going to argue that, but the flow changes and where they came were just too long-winded. You have to change your flows up a whole lot more than that to keep people involved.
Mm-hmm. And even if I won't say always. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no. In this song, you can kind of get away with it, but you need something to kind of bring that focus.
Yeah, if you want to do something like that, definitely go check out Schoolboy Q. He does that shit so well. He keeps that one flow going, and everybody loves it. Man of the Year does that shit hard, man. He does.
Excellent. Okay, I got something to run with here. You saying about Q, Schoolboy Q, the reason he is able to stay on a flow the way he's able to stay on a flow is because listen to what his voice is doing while he's flowing. It's so changing. Emphatic. It is so expressive. It's so over the top.
And he feels it in the beat. He makes you feel the beat. That's what Q does with his music. He makes you feel the beat. That's what you want to do as a rapper. You want the rapping of your music to make the people there feel that beat. You want to enhance that beat more. You are just as much of an instrument as all the other instruments in that instrumental are. If you're rapping on it, be a part of it.
Absolutely. All right, I love that. I think we've given this guy some good attention.
Oh yeah.
We got another one now from our good friend. Let me make sure I can open this. Our good friend Jay Plantana.
Oh, dude, I love her music, man. I've been busting isosceles out of my speakers, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Great song.
There you go. Let's get.
Fucking love her art, dude. Man.
Okay, so this is the where the link is. I think maybe.
Oh, is that her whole album?
Yeah, it's saying it's supposed to. Okay, it's the specific song that it's supposed to link me to is Special Soup.
Oh yeah, Special Soup is great too. I love her flow. I love the way she puts it out there.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, so let's peep that. Okay, hey. So I'm gonna see if I can find an alt link because apparently OBS does not. Here, you know what? We'll move on to the next one. In the meantime, while I'm looking at that, I got Landon Miller. We'll do his track first. I'll get Planted.
I think I just talked to Landon recently. Yeah, I asked him if he was hopping in the cypher.
There we go. Yeah, Landon Miller. The song is called No Advice. And sorry, just before we start this off, say what you were going to say.
Oh, I was just talking to him recently about hopping into the cipher. I know he's got a new song coming out. You guys should definitely check it out, man. See what he's doing.
Absolutely. Our boy Landon Miller, No Advice is the song. We're going to check this one out.
Yeah. Carlsbad, California, November 8th, 1:13 p.m. And I did not know what I could do when I had a side away from you. And I never quite knew what I could say when a little advice would come my way. And I did not know, I was dazed, limit, I was only talking, now I stay winning. And I never quite knew, yeah, now I stay winning. I was only talking, now I stay winning. I come from with the rich, but when they talk, they try to hide the wealth. I'm just the addict that I found from back when I would hide myself. I never meant to upset you, I really wish I never met you. And up until our little ride, life was just a little lie. School was just a bunch of girls I twirled while I was into guys. I did it for my ego's sake, blind by pride to see the snakes. I tried to rap and didn't suck, you're just someone I didn't fuck. And I did not know what I could do when I had a side away from you. And I never quite knew what I could say when a little advice would come my way. And I did not know, I was dazed, limit, I was only talking, now I stay winning. And I did not know what I could do when I had a side away from you. And you act like it's for people when it's really for your ego. I believed in you at first, but I won't back you for the sequel. When that girl had accused you, lying chicks I'm used to, but you ain't honest either, so I got to believe her. You wanna be a rap guy that doesn't have a rap song, the only stand-up guy I know that doesn't have a backbone. Yeah, we gon' push it to the limit. Everybody talking now, everybody with it. Yeah, we gon' push it to the limit. Everybody talking now, everybody with it. Yeah. I have friends that call me faggot to my face. I forgave them, but I'm wishing all those friendships got replaced. Cause I've been running circles round the people in my circle, and I knew that it would hurt you when I won and you couldn't take the credit. And I think I'll let it, cause it's over, cause I said it. Our genetics so prophetic, we've been drinking since we're kids. But I went and picked a different route, I saw you having fits over vodka when it hits. Used to get the Ritz, and I asked but you would put it out. I could do when I had a side away from you. And I never quite knew what I could say when a little advice would come my way.
No Advice, Landon Miller. I think that was my favorite one so far today, man. I like
solid, that. Very solid.
You want to kick that off?
Yeah, I can. First of all, great song. I love what you did with it. I love the story that was told in it, man. I love how you talked about personal issues and really let yourself come out with that song. You know, I respect the shit out of that when people do that. It was a great storytelling. Feedback wise, there was a part in that hook that really kind of clashed and just kind of was, it felt forced a little bit where it was coming off. It kind of just jumped too quickly and it kind of messed me up. But I mean, more other people could like it. It messed me up a little bit with the flow. I loved most of the flows. Some of the flows kind of needed a little bit more work because they were, like I usually tell people, it's a little choppy in some places. You have great wordplay, great lyricism, but sometimes those lyrics and the flow kind of really gets meshed together too much. And you don't want to let your words run along too hard. Past that, man, this was a solid track, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with the transition between the hooks and the verses. I think that that's kind of saved by the fact that I really like the approach to the hook on this track. I really appreciate the more melodic angle, even though it's kind of like just like I don't know the lyric. But like it really matched. And I think that, like, you know, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. You're gonna be able to look through this YouTube channel and say it every. But hip hop is music first. I say it all the time. I say it constantly. I say much. Hip hop is music first. And I feel like this song does the job of being a good song with good rapping in it. I think that that's the hardest. That good song part is the hardest part for a lot of cats. And the things that are going on here, like for example, I think that the vocals in places might have been a little over compressed. I wouldn't have minded a little more dynamic range in the verses specifically. I think for the chorus it works really well. I think for the verses, like with the amount of because you were definitely bringing some emotions, like when you were talking about, like, you know, like friends using like the F slur and things, and like in regards to you, where you've got a lot of emotional weight to it. I feel like the amount of compression on the vocal almost robs that. Would have. Maybe just something to look out for. I'm somebody who really loves dynamics. I listen to a lot of different. Don't be afraid of letting your voice sound a little more natural too. But the hook was perfect. I like.
Yeah, I did enjoy the hook. The only thing I didn't like was that stop pass. The hook was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, that's a solid one, man. And like you were saying, I really want to see it landed in the ciphers.
Most
really
definitely,
some of these cats participating in the ciphers, because that's where like, you know, in my personal opinion, that's the most fun that I have on the subreddit. Man.
Oh, dude,
you have an
it's a
opportunity
learning
to
experience.
take things a little less seriously.
Yeah, and that's really what it is, guys. Like, I think there's a lot of people who are feeling like they're pressured. There's no pressure to this, man. There's nothing where we're expecting you guys to come out with like A1 type shit. We're not expecting you to come drop like the hardest bars in the world. We're all here to grow, and these ciphers are really just practice. That's how I treat them. They're practice for the stuff that I want to put out later on, and it also is great exposure when you're getting to drop these ciphers and other people are getting to hear.
Keep your data safe.
And seeing what you're doing.
Sorry about that.
Oh man, you're good. I was like, all right, I'm about to be an ad.
my data is about to be safe as fuck with cord lock.
Oh man.
No, yeah, but like I want to reaffirm that, yeah, like it's a great place to experiment. Like the last site, like when I played my cipher right before we transitioned into this, it's like the voices that I was using on there I had never used, and I may never use on an actual track, but at least I know that I can use them now. In my personal opinion.
To go back to yours, by the way, I want to ask you a few questions about what you did, because
let's do it.
There's one problem that I have, and it's it's using inflections in ways that help the beat go further. I'm working on it now, but how do you do it so smoothly? I love that fucking line where you were like, the Finding Nemo line with the flounder, man. I fucking loved it. Killed. But how you kept going with like the shit that I hear down here with the ers and the real emphasis on, so, you know, I struggle with that.
Well, no, and I do too. So that's the thing is it really is. I'm going to tell you right now, you already know how to do it. You already know how to do it. The problem is you're scared you're going to sound stupid doing it, so you don't commit.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So I'm gonna tell you what is the long and short of it is when it comes to using really zany inflections or like really off the wall shit like that, you can't be afraid to sound stupid, because newsflash, you do until there's a beat. It's true. It really is an exercise in like committing to the most over the top display. Because if you pull your punches, it doesn't work. If you pull your punches and you're trying to sound cool, it doesn't work. You have to realize that the thing that sounds cool is the fact that there's nothing cool about it.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
It's an attitude thing. It's an attitude thing more than anything else. So like when I was going, when you said, you know, just keep swimming, go find Nemo. This game don't need no more flounders.
That shit's hard, bro. That shit's fun and hard, bro.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because like I actually went into like a Denzel thing at the end there. This game don't need no more flounders. Like I staccatoed it.
I love that, by the way. Denzel is it's a great rapper. I love.
Yeah, and I'm happy to say that came out nice, because I was nervous about bouncing back and forth between drawn outs and the ba-da-da, like really precise way of going about it. So what I actually used for it in that section is I wanted to do something that was vocally zany, but I couldn't get the Nemo line to fit any other way. And then I randomly delivered it by accident, doing that Denzel kind of approach to timing.
I've been there, and I was like, "Fuck it!"
Fucking like double timing the hi-hat.
And you're done. You don't want to ever look at it again, because you're like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
Yeah. So that was the thing. So then I started going at it. I was like, okay, so that's how I do that. So I sprinkled those in throughout the rest of it. But really, it's the biggest piece of advice that I can give. Like I could go down about the mechanics of doing it, because it really is just what it sounds like. When I was sitting right here, I actually recorded it sitting down. I never do that. But I was sitting in this chair right here in front of this mic like this, and I'm like, I'm a cum ladder, yeah. Like, you know, that's what I was fucking doing. That's what I was fucking doing.
Dude, I love it though, man, because like you gotta have confidence when you spit lines. Like you're right. Like if you don't have, first of all, if you're a rapper and you're spitting lines with no confidence, you're gonna sound like trash.
Exactly.
There's no way around it. You have to spit with such passion and aggression. Like your entire goal as a rapper is the same thing that Eminem has said. It's the same thing that Kendrick has said. It's the same thing that Cole has said. All these great guys, yeah, they have respect for greats, but they're trying to murder them, dude.
Absolutely.
That's your goal as a rapper. I see every single person that I hop into this cypher with as a chance to be competition, and I want it. I want that because as a rapper, we all want competition because it makes us better in the long run. We might be best friends, but when that beat hits, I'm trying to murder you, bro. That's just how it is.
And I was gonna say, actually, if you guys haven't been in the cipher yet, if you guys haven't taken a quick peek in the cipher yet, I'm gonna tell you what. I listened to the first entry that got posted. I pre-listened to it. Start doing that so I can get back to the feedback shows. The bar has been set very high off top this week, y'all.
Good shit. Good shit.
The bar has
Great
been
song.
set very high, and it's gonna be tough. But I want to see.
I check
everybody.
that sub religiously.
Yeah, I want to see everybody because the bar has been set. Don't just bitch out because you think you can't rap better.
And I'm gonna go high bar. And I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know. I already have my lyrics written and I'm already ready to let it out. However, I'm not going to drop mine probably until the very end, probably the last day of the cipher entries, because honestly, last week I got a tie with Zach. If the tie happens again, I want somebody else to win because it's based off of time. 2, I want it to be a fun surprise, man. I know a lot of people are expecting more now that it's 2 W's up, but for me, I love this surprise. Yeah, I see. I don't want to lose them anymore either, man. But I gotta bust my ass. I've seen a lot of great rappers coming into this subreddit in this past week. You know, Lives has been keeping me up to date with that, and man, there have been a lot of great guys coming in, and I really hope to see you guys in those ciphers because you guys are going to push the hell out of me, and you guys are going to put me on that place to where it's like, how do I keep these W's coming? And
Absolutely.
I don't like losing, bro. I don't like losing. I accept competition. I'm a sport about it, but I don't like losing. So, I mean, I want to see what you guys got, and I want to see if I can top it.
Absolutely. Seriously. So we got a lot of great guys coming in the sub right now. We got a lot of great women coming in the subreddit right now as well.
Most definitely.
We got a lot of good people coming in the subreddit. Speaking of all that, I'm gonna pass it over to Jay Plantana. We got the song "Special Soup." We're gonna check this one out here after we watch this beautiful Nord Locker thing.
With Nord Locker, Nord Locker secures your files on your devices and in a.
Should I know you?
I need my files wrapped
before I
in
start to follow you, or am I better off ignorant? Well, yeah. I was sitting at the head of the table. The menu written in front of me illustrates what I'm able to order, and I'm permitted to alter the bill's label however I want, but I can't commit to an item, cause I don't have the proper tools for the appraisal. I'm calling on the waiter, asking for his patience to guide me through the waters. It don't matter what the staple is. I told him what I wish, I wonder what he makes of it. When he described a dish, I knew that I wanted a taste of it. He said, what did he say? Ooh, I'll tell the cook she want the special soup from the ladle. It runs through the cable so it powers the restaurant. No book or recipe, it's especially unable to be recreated, so they better not even try. Nah. I told him, wow, that's something I'm looking forward to dipping my spoon in. My friend said, you're succumbing to temptation if you choose this. She should be dumbing down her words, they are confusing. I didn't summon up my courage, I stayed foolish. I wanted ignorance so I could remain a happy tourist. She asked if I was bluffing when I said I was okay. I was so scared that I could faint. He told the cooks I want the special soup from the ladle. It runs through the cable so it powers the restaurant. No book or recipe, it's especially unable to be recreated, so they better not even try. Nah, I did not protest the strange situation. In a couple minutes, he brought it to our station. I took a couple bites and became impatient. I quickly finished it because it tasted so amazing. I should have trusted my instinct, should have known why I was skittish. Soon I was peeking and breaking into pieces. I was praying like preachers that God would do his bidding, so I could be spared, repaired, and brought back from diseases. I was pleading with the waiter to give me a reason. He said we feeding this to people who susceptible to trickery and spectacles of greatness when there isn't any. I'm realizing that too much trust in individuals boils down to poison in a bowl with no residual of all the stuff you said you want. Original materials are gone. Now I'm sitting with my dying body full of unrecognizable chemicals. I wish I was making my own judgments instead of drinking on that special soup.
Man, special soup, Jay Plantana. I have so much to fucking say about that. God. Where do you even start? All right, I'm gonna start with how much I loved about that because there was a fair amount for sure. It's locked into a very like that. I think I've seen you, Plant Santa, get this feedback before. It like gives me such a diggable planet. Like, I love how well that beat rides with your voice. I'm gonna come back to that actually. I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna jump over to the lyrical aspect and the storytelling. You know how to paint a picture. You know how to paint a very detailed picture when you are rapping. And that is something that a lot of people should learn from you. The amount of focus that you have when you are writing about a topic or a concept is so admirable because it's very difficult to get your raps and your flows to always like sound that smooth and also tell a story like that. I would have to listen to it a couple more times. I know that there's definitely an allegory going on there for something. With the special suit being an allegory for something else, I'm assuming it might have a kind of drug. But I really like what was put together. I think this is a very, very strong cover. Love that cover art too, by the way. Whoever did that, like, fucking put me onto them because I might need to talk to them about them in project. The thing that I think could be improved on here is actually something that I come away from your tunes feeling like pretty frequently. I wish you'd enunciate a little. I wish you speak very clearly. You rap very clearly right now. Really, you don't lean into any really. You don't play with your diction too much. It's pretty Oxford English Dictionary. And it's like you and I, the conversation that we were having before, CliF, was so much about like, you know, unconventional ways of using your voice. And I'm not suggesting that Plantana does that. I'm not suggesting Plantana does that because I don't think that for their approach to this, it would be beneficial. But what I do think that we could get just a little bit more of a swing to it, because like you flirt with that. She'll flirt with that with like she'll extend it out just a little bit more in the ad lib track.
To piggyback off of that, just one thing, and I'll let you get back to it, was I've been telling a lot of people that they need to enunciate their words more. I also need to let people realize that sometimes you need to slur those words. You know, let them kind of roll off the tongue too. Don't just it starts sounding like a run-on sentence if you let the words enunciate too hard.
Or a fucking like lecture, like it ends up sounding like a university lecture, like even slam poetry from time to time. As it starts blurring that line, which I don't think that your voice sounds bad doing what it's doing. That's not the case at all. I just think that it would be a little more conducive to the type of hip hop you are making, to not quite pronounce things as clearly. I think that you could bring a sort of like a mysterious kind of swag to it if you were just like willing to, I don't know, not mumble. I don't want to say mumble. I hope that what I mean is getting across. CliF, you look like you know what I mean by that.
I completely understand what you mean. I'm actually going to give you an example with an example here. Your song Isosceles, like I've been saying, I'm hyping that song up because I truly do love that song. It's a great song, great storytelling, great flow. You did a lot of that in your song Isosceles. When you go listen to it, your words kind of jumbled up a little bit in some places, and they jumbled up in the right ways, you know. On this track, you didn't really jumble your words. You just kept the words going. And you don't want the words to just keep rolling in the same pace and the same speed. You can change your flow up all you want, but when you're using like the same enunciation of your syllables, I can't find another word for enunciation.
No, it's so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect word to use. When you enunciate your syllables in such a way that it sounds the same, even if you change the flow up, that makes it sound too one-dimensional as well. You have to be able to let the words jumble a little bit before you let them all come out at once.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I love your writing. I love how you're know, I love the beats that you're picking. I love the way you're delivering a lot of it.
This is a great album.
Yeah, it could be taken to another level, like I said, by, like I said, enunciating just a little less. Like, don't be afraid to kind of mumble it a little bit. Like, fucking, who's a good Jean Grey? I feel like would be a good reference. going to listening to like some of her early work or some of the shit that she did with the Roots, or even her collab album with Quale Chris. Everything's fine.
There's a female rapper from a tribe called Quest. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now for some reason. She would probably be a good person to check out as well. Your voices kind of match a little bit.
Yeah, so it's very much in that, like, and that's what I mean is like Jean Grey is a good example of that. It's kind of that New York jazz rap vibe that was really popping in the.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, so you're killing it there. You're killing it there. I really like this track. I really think that like it's so hard to critique your music because you're like so far along the process already.
At this point, it's just.
Yeah, like
go ahead.
the things that you kind of need to improve are so different from the typical things that I would recommend someone else work on. So it makes you kind of a difficult one to critique. But yeah, I think that like play around with your voice. Just try, like I said, enunciate a little less. Like put yourself in the shoes of someone else and just try and rap like you think they would rap as just an experiment. Not even like to release anything, but like as just maybe give it a shot and see what your voice can do. It's a little.
You pretty much said everything I want to say about it. The only other thing I want to say about it is you guys need to go check that album out. It is a phenomenal album, front to back. She tells a great story in that album. She really gives a good backstory of herself, I think. I loved almost every song on that album. There was probably a couple where I was like, they aren't as great as this one, but still, phenomenal album. Go check it out, guys.
Better Upset. All right, Better Upset. Jay Plantana. The song is called Special Soup. That was a fucking good one, man. Keeping the quality high. All right, next up we got our boy Mans, who I believe we had Mans in the chat for a bit of today, didn't we? We definitely did yesterday. Let me take a look. It's still chill. We got Mr. Villains. We got Mr. Villains hanging out. Mans was in here at one point, but we are gonna take a look at Mans. His song Polar feat. Rado. Let's see what Mans got for us. Sorry, my man, we lost it again.
Yeah, I see that. I was like, well, I don't hear anything.
Yeah,
started out great.
Okay, one sec. You can hear me fine though, right?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine.
Gotta briefly address some audio issues, y'all. For some reason, whenever I play shit on YouTube, it gets mad at me.
That's usually how it works. There's always that one streaming site that's like, nah, we don't want to see that.
Honestly. Gotta get my headset back working now. Run this back. I'm gonna get it sharing back to you as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try and work those out for future streams. I'm gonna see what's causing that. See what I can manage.
All right, I see everything now.
Yeah, excellent. We'll get it right back. All right, sorry, Mans. We got you, Mans. So this is Mans Polar feat. Rado. Let's go.
I've been in the attic, I've been in the basement, left my bad habits, they ain't got no placements. If you wanna follow my steps, met a pavement. If you wanna follow my steps, no payment. Never get my circle big, cause I hold my family sacred. I don't give a fuck who you with, I don't give a fuck about your hatred. I wish everybody wasn't basic, cause when they drop behind the back and they can't see shit, then I wish everybody was faceless. Yeah, most of the things I deal with alone, fuck a lot of times it's restless. Yeah, listening to Black Thought, Biggie and Nas helped me grow up as an individual. Only way I can get the weight off my chest is when I said this rhyme, so I try to make it visual for you. Yeah, you listening to this song, think about your life. What about your mission? What about right now? Listening to this song, think about your life. What about your mission? What about right now? What about your wisdom? What about your life? What about your mission? What about right now?
Fuck what's right, het liep altijd al wrong in mijn life. Had tweetels, sweet coke en een mic. Geen stress, gevoelloos op de grind. Nooit gestopt door verraders. Als zwart door die white, lange S door een snitch, bro, was geen light. Bror was geen hoop, maar ik gaf geen fuck. Heel mijn leven ik fight. Al de smurfen willen weten of ik echt slang. Test, wil je weten of ik echt ben? Als ik echt kom, weet ik dat je wegrent. Enemies weten wat dit ding is. Put sauce on my beef, make it hot chilies. Leave your homie behind like who did this. And got enough pussy, I ain't stressing about bitches. 99 problems and they all about business.
Nah, problems, all about business. Nah, problems, and they're all about business, yeah. Nah, problems, and they're all about business. Nah, problems, all about business, yeah. Nah, problems, and they're all about business. 94 Hover, I'm 91 Dennis. Rap like I'm bold, make beats like the chemist. Tree on my dough, cause I grow to the finish. Bars on my notes, I don't see them as sinners. Feed on my flow, cause I know I'm a menace.
Alright, that's my boy Mans. We got Polar featuring Rado. One of the guys who frequents the ciphers, man. He's a good participant. Making sure the beat rides out.
I want to start this off.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's all you.
Listening to your ciphers and then coming back and listening to this are two polar opposite things for me. Two different styles, two different things. There's a lot of times where you're in those ciphers and I'm listening to your tracks and it feels like you're uncomfortable. This right here, you feel like you just sit in that flow. You sit in that vibe. You love it. You feel it. You have it. I want you to bring that kind of intensity every single one of these ciphers, because that song right there, that shit was good.
I was gonna say it's solid beat selection. It really matches the approach to rapping that he.
Yeah, and I like that approach. I like how you approach rap. Don't think as any beat as something you have to approach differently. Make the approach that you have that's comfortable. Just make it adapt to the beat. I don't really change my approaches in a lot of my beats. I keep the same. Well, I do change them a lot, but that took over time. A lot of times, though, I just took the same beat and approached it the same way. That way I was comfortable with what I did. Over time, it will grow with you. But always approach it with your mentality you have with this one. This was great, man.
Absolutely. And I actually, you know what, the one area that I want to give some recommendation, I mean, you know what, this is going to be very frequent for a lot of folks in here, but obviously mix needs some tweaking. We rarely stumble upon things that come out like studio quality here, but like 95% of this shit is recorded in bedroom.
Dude, I suck at mixing. What are you talking about?
You can make shit that was recorded in a bedroom sound like it was recorded in a studio, though. It can be done.
Most definitely.
So
like if we listen to Father Figures today.
Yeah. So obviously I have the mixing recommendation. I think that the mixing should have a little bit more attention paid to it just to make sure it's, you know, everything has the impact that it needs. I think that one place that was really lacking was the hook. The hook really felt thin. It didn't have a lot of impact. And also I felt like the hook was really the entire time I was listening to this beat and I was listening to you flow over it, and then I heard the feature. The song Story with No Title by Denzel Curry came into my head hard. Just with like the approach to the chorus there. I think Story with No Title could be a cool reference point for you if you were interested in reworking that song at all.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, my friend. No worries. I got it from here. But for Story with No Title, the hook that Denzel uses on that song, that could be a reference point for you as to something that you could maybe incorporate into a revised version of this track or something like that. Because I really feel like the hook wasn't bringing it like it should be. But it also really reminded me of that kind of tradition. So I really did like what you brought here. I agree. You definitely sounded a lot more confident and a lot more authoritative when you have control over the beats that you're selecting. That's not to say that you're not killing it in the ciphers too, because fuck, the amount of improvement that you had versus the first cipher that I gave you feedback from versus the last one, it's a wash. It's a wash, my guy. I'm gonna wait for our boy CliF to get back, and then we are going to check out. Let's see what's up. We got our boy Nathan Villains, who I have not heard yet, but my boy 9 Lives and my boy CliF over here are very big fans of these individuals. I'm excited to hear what Mr. Nathan Villains is doing, and I believe we got Nathan in the chat too. What's up? Oh, good to see Mans in there too. Yeah, made more boom bap lo-fi. Had to do it for a change. Man, fuck it. Whatever you just put down, like that track that we just listened to, you were killing that. I think it needs to be brought more on the chorus and obviously like play around with your mixing. But all in all, like, yeah, no, I really dig that. CliF was really. And I see he's sitting back. We got our boy. You've been bossing me up about this cat, Nathan Villains.
Yo, dude can fucking rap, dog. Like, fuck everything I have said about anything. Dude can fucking spit. Much respect. I love the album you dropped, dude. Seriously.
Alrighty, so I have not had the pleasure of hearing Mr. Villains yet, but I know Lives is a big fan. I know you're a big fan. You guys have been telling me to pay attention to this cat, so let's see what's going on. Mr. Nathan. Song, I believe, is called Talk to M. Let's see what we got. Hopefully it doesn't drop on me. All right, we're cool.
Don't skip that ad. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to show you how to start a business on Shopify. Go to shopify.com and sign up for your...
Oh, man, I love a philanthropist.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, Nathan Villains, Talk to M.
Pause for exhibit A. Sauce when I drip it, main. Cross competition age. Y'all lost like a shrimp and steak. Y'all want to simp and flake, and I'm in a different state. Vibrations lifted, chase my dreams till it shift my fate. It occurred to me how certain people interpret things. For the worse it seems, and then they use that hurt like it's currency. But I emerge from the dirt of my Hercules. Watch me purging these energies, slurping lurches urgently. It's an emergency. I give 2 fingers to the 12 though. 3 when I rip that E4, I'ma get up and off of this shelf ho. Ain't nobody gonna know what I'm doing until I drop it. I'm in stealth mode. I'm doing tricks when I lace it up elegantly and you'll stick it with Velcro. Oh hell no, don't dwell though. That villainous shit fit the swell throats. I spit just to violate health code. Alley Baldwin with the shells, bro. Trying to self-load through a cell phone till your cells know who the hell goes to the hell froze over mailed hoes. I must be a shepherd compelled goats, yo. I'm with the bullshit, I mean it. I'm cooking these motherfucking verses to eat it. And if I don't get them, then I'ma start feeding, get mean and make fun of these rappers for leaning. I must be bulimic because I be puking all over these hoes and then leaving. Or maybe I'm fly as fuck, I'm dirty as grimy dust, but I'm also the cleanest. I'm gonna stick with the formula. Every performance becoming a ritual. You do this shit to be relevant. I do this shit for the sentiment. Summer residuals with a big old red painted pentagram. Like I'm Illuminati, but I'm just kidding. Not go and complain on the gram. Like if you plug with a spot, let me talk to him.
He's got great footwear. He's just the shiniest potato I've ever met. I swear to God, there's gills under it.
Now watch the treachery build on them as the pressure reveal. That and stretching these bills is gon' fucking press me to kill. Especially when I'm tested by these detestable shields. Who wanna flex on me expressly but don't present me no skills. Go ahead and set off the siren. All you did is wake up a sleeping giant wreaking havoc. When he stand up all you hear is weeping, crying. People denying he existed till he go creeping by and speaking fly back to pistols ain't gon' keep you from leaking iron. When I go Miyagi though, I'm wiping the mess with these Johnnies and Fabios. I be like sayonara, might defy it, I got a pro to Pilates those. Beat the karate jokes, keep him a calm to a sensei, they call me though. So is he the rival or an alliance for what I'm older, or probably both. I'm over that unity shit, it's a battle with you and me. I'm pursuing the eulogy, then I got a few for the dude to speak. Frontin' a bad habit, it's a black savage with Judas Priest. You argumented with the backstab and I go ACDC with Cuban links, let me talk to him.
Man, honestly, this kid's pretty good, man. He's got a lot of potential, man. I can see him going pretty far. Yo, who the fuck are we talking about again?
I'd rather be corny with lyricism over trendy and dumb. Put out the change that I wanna see and then spend the income. I'd rather stand out from the crowd instead of just blending in one. So that when I wait come around, I'm ready to shred on these bums. Let me get it, I don't get nervous. A big jerk with some slick work, flip verb. Shit amidst nerd slur. If you're sick with a big cure, fix your drip. What's a quick blur to a fixture? When I hit curves on a Richter, you a 10 skirt on a double wide. And I'm hubble size when I cinch her, talk to him.
We got Mr. Villains, Nathan Villains. Talk to M. Talk to him. I'm assuming.
This right here is one.
Holy fuck, dude! You teach me how to rap better.
That's what I said when I first heard this whole fucking album. I was like, holy shit! I've been winning competitions and this guy's around. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I assume I was butchering that title the whole time. It's probably Talk to Him.
Yeah, it's Talk to Him. That
fucking. God damn it. All right, I see what you and Lives were talking about. I get it.
Yeah, you gonna give feedback to that because I don't really have much.
Well, I mean,
it's just
what can I say? I mean,
other than
it wasn't
bro,
the most unique thing in the world I've ever heard.
I mean, true. I mean, it sounded a lot like Eminem, and then it sounded like a lot like Run the Jewels. I mean, there was a lot of inspiration there. I could definitely tell you.
There's the feedback.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Too derivative. It's trash. Throw it out. It's garbage.
Yeah, there you go. My bad. Oopsie daisy. Didn't mean for you to sound more like another rapper that's like making a lot of money. You know?
I'm gonna tell you what, Nathan. Good job, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm like struggling to come up with kind of shits to say there. I really like how you added in those was it? You kind of like had little like vocal clips and things like that, which is something that I like. I feel like it you know, helps a progression. I'm somebody who likes to play with integrating vocal clips a lot. So it was cool to see that. Obviously, your flow on point. Your mix is on point. Your wordplay and your lyricism are on point. Yeah, the only like fucking critiques that I can really give you, or even I don't even think they're critiques that I'm like able to or like qualified to give, because it's like, yeah, you know what, I can go and put on my like super intense music reviewer pants and I can be all like, yeah, okay, so it was kind of derivative. Did I get like a Rap God era Eminem vibe off that? Yes. Did I get a
very lyrical miracle?
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But at the same time, was it done well? Yes, it's ticking all the boxes, and I mean like it's ticking all the boxes. Like
every single one. You sit there, and when you go from like how you changed your flow up, everybody pay attention to what he did.
Yeah, indeed.
He didn't just sit here and keep going with wordplay. He had great wordplay, but look at what he did with his enunciations. Look at what he did with his flow. Look at what he did with his cadence. Look at how he changed words around. Look at how he used words and added a little bit to them and made that thing really emphasize the ending of a beat or the ending of a flow. Check that shit out, man. That is top tier rap skills right there. That's not just rippity rap. That's rappity rap. That's hard shit.
Yeah, indeed. I'm really into that. So yeah, man, Nathan Villains, fucking way to go, dude. Fucking way to go. I would appreciate you maybe like coming on and spitting some game for these cats to kind of talk about how you've done
most
some
definitely.
Shit. Actually, I really liked how Cass. I see we got Cass Beats in the chat. Shout out our boy. I see that video that Cass did on the channel where he did his like live beat thing. I really enjoyed that. I think that you know, having you on maybe to walk some of the people through how you mixed that vocal, I think would be a really wicked go. If you could like, you know, screen record some shit for the people. I like that idea. And then yeah, awesome. All right. We'll DM. We'll work something out. Way to go, Nathan Villain. Excellent. Okay, so just to give everyone kind of FYI, it's I gotta dip for a lecture in about 45 minutes. I still gotta get ready. So I don't think I'll have time to get through the entire list that's in front of me today. What I'm gonna do is I do have doubles on the list from Landon Miller, and I do have doubles on the list from Mans. I'm gonna save those ones for the next one, guys. And I'm just gonna make sure I can get to every individual person today, so we can give them at least a little attention. But yeah, so like we might have to kind of tighten up our feedback times a little bit, just letting you know.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Okay. Next up we've got Ground Zero. Just gonna bring this one in here.
If you guys see me looking around on my screen right now, it's because I'm having to bounce because YouTube's not showing up, but Discord is. So yeah, I'm just bouncing between them both.
Awesome. All right, so yeah, we've got Ground Zero. Song is called Tottenham. I think it's Tottenham.
We're gonna say Tottenheim over here.
Yeah, there we go. It's produced by Leja and Bando Face. It's from the Eclection EP. Let's see what he's got going on.
That sounds lame.
Yo man, I come true scary megalodon. Look about like where have I gone? No, not no regular don, man. I breeze up the left like Regulon, or storm down the right like Emerson. Treat the Bambies here like venison. Bang one in straight from the touchline. That's for all of those who thought I weren't relevant. Rose in the alley and a man got spun. Wait, I just had to say that one, cause there's no more Rose and there's no more alley. I'll be walking down the main road with my cane and my son. Fighting for a free at the back. Scores 2-1, hand that. Always ham on the pitches I do in the lab. If it's you against me, then I'm doing your laps. Come true scary megalodon. Look about like where have I gone? No, not no regular don, man. I breeze up the left like Regulon, I'll storm down the right like Emerson. Treat these Bambies here like venison. Bang one in straight from the touchline. That's for all of those who thought I weren't relevant. Why these guys wanna try and test me? You already know who's on the best team. You already know who the best be. Underrated like I'm Kulusevski. Underrated, yeah, you should face it, man, and make your play this look weak. Try chat, come back with a hat trick. These man don't wanna see more. Like me VU, man, take it easy, it's a freebie tune. Old school like Fruit of the Loom. Yeah, word to the Dean, that's Devlin. This my Independence Day, man. I ripped up my script and then turned the page. No, can't catch me with my turn of pace. Been gunning for the win, no mole. Shit, ole. Next time round we're bringing it home. Hello, mellow, get under your skin, Machello. I don't need to go global, fam, I ain't even gone local. Man's about to go local, got the whole game in a choco.
Pretty sure it just rides out from here, so I'm gonna cut it. Fucking, where the fuck did that come from?
That's UK drill right there.
No, I know, I know. But what I'm saying is that Ground Zero was in the Cypher like 2 sessions ago. He didn't contribute to the last one. And I want that man to come back.
Yeah,
because that song was good as fuck.
I love UK drill, man. I've really gotten into it recently, and I really enjoyed how you put that UK drill into your own version. You know, that was fun. I hear the UK drill in it. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Well, yeah, no, I got to get in here is like, because I've given Ground Zero feedback before. I feel like I went too hard on the Cypher entry. I assumed based off that you might have been a little bit newer to this than you actually are. Because that song, like the feedback that I gave you on that Cypher is you sounded like you were, trying not to be too loud. You were trying not to like bother a roommate or something. The mix wasn't too great. It was like kind of iffy. There was so much fucking conviction in your voice through that whole thing. Like when I'm talking about, making sure that your voice sounds good doing what it's doing, that sounded fucking dope. So you definitely know what you're doing in that sense. I just really wanted to kind of be referential to the Cypher there because I had really drilled that home. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can look to yourself for that. This is exactly. You're very, very comfortable in that pocket. Sound really. Shout out to you.
I think that might be where the thing came from, was the fact that he wasn't comfortable with the beat. And that's a lot of things. It causes a lot of rappers to do exactly what he did, to where it sounds less emphasized, sounds less passionate, because you're not used to that beat. I'm going to tell you guys, go into every beat the same way. You're going to kill it. If you don't go in with that mindset, that confidence isn't there, and then you're struggling. You don't want to have that.
Yo, Cliff, you want to move your pop filter a bit so I can see your face better?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Or I can just do this right here, stand up,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
6 foot tall.
I'm watching a pop filter with headphones right now.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Yeah,
that
so
sounds safe.
Love
I
that.
can't really see myself. Hold on, let me go over here and make sure I'm looking okay.
Yeah, you're looking good now. You're looking good now.
All right, cool.
All right, but yeah, no, shout out to Ground Zero, man. There was a couple of times in there that like things got like a little offbeat. But that's just like a polish thing, like maybe an extra take. Like all in all, I think that you sound very good on that style. I think you know the mechanics of that style very. And yeah, bring some of that confidence to some of these ciphers, man. Because like when we were doing that last one, I didn't have nearly that much conviction. That right there is what I'm looking for. Bring me that. Got another one. I'm speeding these up a little bit. Next one up, we have got IRAP. Everyone already knows. IRAP is always contributing. Shout out to IRAP.
Good job, IRAP. Keep contributing, man.
Absolutely. The song is called You Already Know. It says 94 Raw here, produced by IRAP. Let's see what we got going.
Oh, man. They bringing 1994 back with this one. It's one of them classics. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. You already know who's kicking down your door, drinking liquor by the pour. This liquid got me nice. Can't stop, won't stop, don't even stop at lights. My pockets right, yours ain't, like pockets by your calf. I'm basically the Silk Road, like product through the Khyber Pass. I ride my ass off till it's looking like a window pane. Back then, more head spit like this. I miss them days. Get your lane, find it, and then just go and stay in there. The string MCs on the mic if they ever go and take it there. Flowing, playing fair. Think I'm cheating by the school more, yo. Like I fiend for pizza, I'm eating, I got more dough. You Zoro on the mic, coming people catching Z's. Your music in a car, causing wrecks and denting trees. I rep a team, you already know the dopest crew. Every beat we on, end up turning cold and blue. Bring back 94. Hip-hop's greats made albums scorch. Golden era sound and I need more. So bring back 94. Bring back 94. Hip-hop's greats made albums scorch. Golden era sound and I need more. So bring back 94.
The year's 94 and my mind was raw. Smoking L's, drinking 40s, hit the corner store. Playing spades, fuck a minimum wage. Full of rage, an MC in the making. All I need is a stage full of Guinea, Pride and Henny. A semi-auto, 6 bullets, and not a reason to like my friends. See, hate it or love it, respect it, fade it. Prefab the dubstep shit, my life was created from blasted mass appeal. The most beautifulest thing in this world was Red Band to bring the pain by method. Flavor in the ear, y'all stressing the levels of Kendrick. 94 was electric, full of Buicks not mentioned. Jersey blocks hotter than detention centers in Trenton, man. You're fucking with a veteran, destruction with deception. The chopper in the rental, educated with aggression. Booth sessions in the street, need a permanent confessions.
Bring back 94. Hip-hop's greats made albums scorch. Golden era sound and I need more. So bring back 94. Bring back 94. Hip-hop's greats made albums scorch. Golden era sound and I need more. So bring back 94. Bring back 94. Hip-hop's greats made albums scorch. Golden era sound and I need more. So bring back 94.
It's automatic in the trunk, bump machine gun funk. When I'm riding on him like Isaiah with the dunk. I'm still stuck in 94, prodigies wreaking havoc. I rhymes back in those times when it was savage raw. That put your head inside of a lion's jaw. Hip-hop kept our minds engaged with the primal laws. Lyrical dialogue with the pine I rolled. Hotboxing in the fog, rocking old dirt dog. Dopest songs for the illest rappers' catalogs. Now we lack that boom bap, so nowadays I'm at a loss. I remember Illmatic and Nas is still at it, but this newer generation be acting asthmatic. Respect was hard to earn, the static was problematic. Used to love her, but I couldn't kick the habit. From most conscious flows, wrote to the obnoxious showboats. The main ingredient was dope. You can hit her hard that year like your ear was a stethoscope. And now it's 2023. And you already know that we back at your necks and throats.
All right. So I gotta pause that. That was IRAP. The song was You Already Know. 94 Raw. How did you feel about 94 Raw, my friend?
Rap wise, let's start with that. Bars were fun. Flow was old 90s style boom bap, great, awesome. And then you hit the hook.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Then you went to the hook, and that hook pissed me the fuck off.
I was gonna say the Bring Back 94 thing is not working.
It's not. It pissed me off because there's so much good flows here. There's so many good 90s boom bap-esque. There's a lot of homage. There's a lot of throwouts. You kick flavor in your ear. Shit like that. I loved seeing you guys talk about Method Man, Redman. All of that was great. And then you hit the hook. And the hook just, I like, if you watched my face the entire video, I'm vibing, and then the hook, and I stop. And I'm just like, nah, dog. Nah,
yeah, it's because that I'm gonna say take that one back to the drawing board. With the hook for sure. It wasn't. The verses were so fun, and they had so much personality in them, and they did such a good job thematically of like really what the song was doing. I think you could have gotten away with a hook that was a lot less heavy-handed on the concept. Like, be metaphorical about some things. I don't know, instead of saying bring back 94, reference some things that make you feel nostalgic for 94, or what you want, what is emblematic of 94 that you want to come. Maybe talk about that.
95 and 96 were a good year too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
there's some good years around.
Yeah, so it's like if that's your general idea, I don't think that the approach to the hook was very good. I think it really goofs up the entirety of the song a little bit. just because
it
like
takes
the verses are really well done. I think.
Yeah,
Obviously it's like
but
mix wise. It needs work. I liked hearing some double-tracked vocals in there. It's very reminiscent of that time, which is what I mean. Stylistic way of nodding back to the 90s as opposed to doing it so heavy-handedly. But when I say mix, I'm not even just talking about vocal mix. I actually think that beat could have been mixed to be a bit wider. If you think back to what I said in the most stream, like in the most recent feedback, there was one entry in there where I thought that the beat did an excellent job at like creating a sense of space. And really giving, you know, every instrument and every sound kind of their space in the mix. Go back and listen to that one. I don't know how to do that, and that's why I had kind of asked that producer. I'd said, hey, like, if you don't mind, could you maybe share something on the subreddit that gives people some idea how to replicate that? Because I felt like the beat itself was actually kind of thin. Everything was very focused to the center, it felt like, and the voices were very focused to the center, so it sounds almost like I'm listening to something in mono. You know, not completely, but because there was vocals coming left and right.
You want the pans.
Yeah, you want the pans. But for an instrumental, the last thing you want is your instrumental to be sitting dead center. You want your voices to be in the middle of the instruments. I felt like that. So mix-wise, things could have been taken, a different direction could have been taken, and then the actual like rapping on it, I think it was really fucking awesome. I think it's really well done, reminiscing about the era that it's, you know, nostalgic for.
Yeah, and I also want to say, because I'm pretty sure iRap didn't rap on it. I'm pretty sure that he did the beats. And if he did the rap, all right, well, we gave you feedback on that too. But instrumental-wise, I want to give you compliments there, man. It's really hard to go back and give that jazzy boom bap type feel to a song, you know, and you were able to do that. I feel like maybe it got pushed back to the rap a little bit, but still definitely a solid take on the instrumental. Still needs some mixes, still needs some works to make it more full, but the idea is there, and we can see that.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, I think that you guys could definitely take a second at that one. Try and do like a redux for it, reapproach the mix, reapproach the hook, and re-release it. I think really wicked cut on.
Go Biggie Small style on the hook.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good direction actually.
Like when he was like kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. You could have done something like that on the hook, and it would have sounded so solid.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna throw this next one on. We've got Jester Exodus Beats, my boy. Did really well in the Cypher. He did really well in the beat challenge this past week.
Yeah, killed that instrumental. I think we both agreed that he had the top instrumental in our opinions.
Yeah, I think he got both our vote.
Yeah, he definitely earned mine. His emotion that he's able to put into an instrumental is really good, and how he can add to that fullness. It's hard to do.
Absolutely. It might have actually been this cat who, when I was saying the, I really wish I could remember. This might be the guy who I said had the really wicked mix, but. All right, so this one's called Yeti Music by Jester Exodus Beats. It's a Midwest type beat, experimental. Let's see what he's got going for us. It is an instrumental. from our boy Jester Exodus Beats, whose name I butchered so many times on the beat stream the other day. What'd you think of that, my friend? I'm not a producer, so I do struggle to critique producers a little bit from time to time.
First of all, you want to come produce for me, bro? Like, make my life a little bit easier over here, because I would love to just step away from production sometimes. As a producer, as somebody who's just getting into the beat thing, I'm still fresh. I'm still dumb, honestly. I'm still a green kid. But what I heard here was very solid, very, very clean, very polished. There were times to where the beat kind of like got forced to the next piece, and it made me jump a little bit. You don't want that. You want it to kind of flow into each verse. Past that, this was a well-rounded, good instrumental. I see myself freestyling on that tonight when we get off of this thing. Like, that's how good your instrumentals are to me. I want to sit down, freestyle, write words to these things. They are, like you said, Zach, they are rapper ready in almost every aspect.
Yeah,
I can't really argue with them.
No, and I got to say as well, is even though these are this style of beat that I'll usually rap over myself, I'm really into what was going on this one. Again, it's got a very, very good mix. Everything seems to have its own space in the mix. Everything seems to be like well placed. And I really feel like I'm in the middle of things. Like, whereas on the last one we listened to, I kind of felt like that track had things kind of layered in a weird way. Yeah, I really don't have a bunch of critique to give this one. I think it did well. I do agree with Cliff that there was a couple of sections that felt like the transition was a little awkward, but I know that I know that you know how to do a good transition, though. Even in that beat, there was a good couple of transitions, like especially out of that first verse into like that kind of C section. I really did like what was going on there. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of correction to give this beat. I think that it was a well.
I never really can give great correction with instrumentals either. I do them. I work on my own. If you go hear some of my older songs, you'll realize that I've come a long way. But when I first started doing this shit, it sounded like trash. To see these other producers out here doing so well and showing their craft off, man, you guys are killing it. You guys are helping me learn how to be a better producer and know what I'm looking for. Also helping me become a better rapper by giving me something to just spit off of when I'm bored and want to like enhance my talents. You know, I really thank you guys for being a part of the subreddit, man.
A shout out to all y'all. Quick sec, because for some reason, shit is side. It's my ability. Well, we do only have 2 more cuts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this next one out loud. It looks like my camera died on me. Sorry, guys,
shit.
I am using wireless. I'm gonna play this one right here from Grill the Jersey Boy, and I'll play it out loud so I can still hear it while I'm addressing this camera issue. See, we only got 2 more to give feedback to today, my friend. So we're gonna be wrapping it up. Get this next one started. Yeah, we got Grill the Jersey Boy. The song is called Bedroom Eyes.
Shout out to him before the verse starts, man. He's really active. He really tries to give good feedback and talk, man.
She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes, knowing she don't tell nothing but lies. Watched her cry with a phone full of guys. It's a lie when I tell her goodbye. She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes, more pain than there's stars in the sky. And I ain't been a saint either, so I can't even lie. When you see a forest fire burning, tornado twisting, turning, most people know to stay away from it. But I embarked on a journey, put my heart up on the gurney. Falling hard, my knees are dirty. Man, this universe gon' learn me with a smile like a sun and a kiss for everyone. And the gun on the run, she just wanna have fun, but that body look dumb and I just wanna have some. She tryna make me chase her, swear to God I should erase her. She toxic, yeah, so toxic, so toxic. She's so toxic, but the sex good though, the shit good though, it feel good though, it tastes good though. She's so toxic, she's so toxic, she's so toxic, she's so toxic, but the sex good though, the shit good though, it feel good though, it tastes good though. She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes, knowing she don't tell nothing but lies. Watched her cry with a phone full of guys. It's a lie when I tell her goodbye. She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes. More pain than there's stars in the sky. And I ain't been a saint either, so I can't even lie. The preacher said she was my karma, way stronger than Big Pharma. Nothing shot up in my armor, be calmer than laying on her. Cause it's harder than a sauna and bomber than marijuana. I'm fond of your little mama, we wallowing in that trauma. I lean her back like italic, she swallowing every comma. Told me to keep it there and don't never let nothing pause her. She came and then wasn't gone, a new day with another father. New stain up on the carpet, ooh, I swear she always starting shit. Toxic, yeah, so toxic, so toxic. She's so toxic, but the sex good though. The shit good though, it feel good though. It tastes good though. She's so toxic, she's so toxic, she's so toxic, she's so toxic, but the sex good though. The shit good though, it feel good though. It tastes good though. She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes, knowing she don't tell nothing but lies. Watch her cry with a phone full of guys. It's a lie when I tell her goodbye. She keep looking at me with those bedroom eyes. More pain than there's stars in the sky. And I ain't been a saint either, so I can't even lie.
Alright, that's our boy Grill the Jersey Boy with Bedroom Eyes. One of the best ones today, man. One of the best ones today from my perspective. How'd you feel about that, man?
It was very cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound rude when I say this, bro, but auto-tune's your friend. I suck at singing a lot of times on a verse as well. It doesn't match the beat, but auto-tune's your friend. There's going to be times to where you just can't hit the notes that you're expected to on a beat like that. And there was a lot of points where you were off key on your hook. The song's great. The message is cool. I love the way you went with it. I love the hook. If it had a little bit more of a pizzazz to it, maybe the sound, add a little bit of highs here, lows here, let it really float around. A little bit of auto-tune can go a long way in that hook and make it really sound good. Past that, the verses and everything were great, man. I enjoyed listening to it. There were some times where you kind of ran on with your sentences. Same thing we kind of talked about with Plantana's work is, you don't want to get too caught up in enunciating every single syllable. And there was some parts to where you did, and it just started sounding like it ran on and on and on. And you don't want that. You want to separate it out, let it flow, find new ways to enunciate your words, and let it go from there.
No, and just to kind of piggyback off that, yeah. I do agree on the kind of off-key nature, although instead of just recommending auto-tune, another thing that I want to say is that an off-key vocal can actually be weaponized in a cool way. I think that one could have worked if the vocal was more, how do I put this? If it was a little more robust. It didn't sound like there was a whole bunch of layers going on to that vocal, and I think that like when you were singing specifically, you could have done 2 or 3 more layers underneath that gave it that extra bit of body, and that kind of could have corrected it in a chorusy kind of, like not choruses in sounds. There was definitely the cohesion that was winning me over for the most part. Like I was gonna say, like, just conceptually, the bars were there. I felt like the personality was there. From the very first time that I heard you in the ciphers, I've always really liked your voice. I just think you have a really good voice for rap in general.
You give me that reminding of like Bizarre-esque type things way back when Bizarre was still a rapper that people listened to. You got that kind of voice to it. Weird, odd kind of sound, but it really fits what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, a really good one for this week. I mean, I think that experimenting a bit with the vocals, either if you use auto-tune, if you use a bunch of layering to kind of bring that in and give it that more well-rounded thing. Another thing I want to just give a quick nod to is this little video you put together here. This lyric video, fucking 10-4, man. That's fire. It really adds to, just your page looking nice. I like having that extra visual aspect, even though it's like, you're not going to get bonus points out of me for it. I do think that it's a nice addition to have, and that a lot of people, you might be taken a little more serious as a rapper, guys, if you are willing to do extra little bits like this, like sprinkle in extra little things, like a lyric video on YouTube or something, like willing to put that together. It definitely adds to your authenticity.
Great way to market as well. Putting your stuff on multiple platforms is a great way to get voices heard,
All right, so I've got AKATD, Akatid, I don't know how to pronounce it. But this is going to be our last feedback for the day. So let's see what we got going on here. This song is called The Walk. I'm going to see if I can get my camera working again. I'm within walking distance from the computer, so I can still listen.
What's it gonna take for me to follow through on something? I've been up inside my head, but checked again, my head was running. My mind was racing, limelight adjacent. I've been so much more close than most, but can't taste it. The most commonplace, the most basic. See part of my brain partially in amazement, cause day after day I've been feeling like I'm the layman. Maybe I've been a man laying, a man lying. Maybe the cop sirens get closer every time I hear them. Who am I to fear them? I got white skin, right? So like when cop light spin, I give a slight grin like I'm tight with and then get off. If I ever found the light, I'd turn it off. I got a pound of light, I'll burn it all. If you ever found your flight, you'd learn to fall and take some damage, right? But don't we all? I don't think you know, because knowing it just ain't easy. Everywhere I go I find people who say they need me. Every single note that I wrote is for them, believe me. Every time it snows I'm not cold, I'm burning easy. Look, everybody waiting for a moment that won't come. Curved in the feeder with both thumbs stuck in their mouth. So tall you gotta duck in the house. Switch on fire, get the bucket and douse. Okay, look, it's easy to make excuses, right? What's more difficult is convincing yourself to believe those excuses. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't trust yourself. You're a liar. Legend says that I've been present since the earth ever exists, but there's been an endeavor, bits and pieces of my mental break. Where I come from, every single day to flake. It's easier to feel like one than be a fake. See, it's great being early to the late event. They lay cement, the place I'm in is closing in. So I just play the part I've been in, part a friend or up a spin until I start to lose my grip. I just depart on rocket ships to other systems. I've diminished all my wisdoms. I've been hoping for a building I ain't built, so they ain't come. Well, I ain't done, well, I ain't started. I can't run till I've imparted part of what I'm feeling. Sparked and part the weed I'm sealing. I've been up and on the ceiling till the day turns into day, and then the night turns into evening. I've been grieving all the loss of my core senses and my feelings. See, this orange is getting peeled, get to my floor, it's getting cold. They said it wasn't a big deal, but what the motherfuck they know? What the motherfuck they know?
AKA TD, The Walk. Holy fuck, y'all.
That was good shit.
That was
good
very
shit.
good. Your voice, like another one is like, you know what? These ciphers are actually kind of surprising to me, because it's interesting to see like what I mean is the ciphers versus the self promo threads are really interesting to me, because it's interesting seeing what these cats will do when they're a little more in their comfort zone. And kind of seeing what they do when they're not being necessarily pushed outside of it.
Most definitely.
That vocal inflection sounded a lot like Stove God Cooks to me.
It gave me Nipsey Hussle vibes in the beginning.
Too,
I like the way it flowed. Yeah,
like some of the ways that the vocal was being delivered, it really gave me a Stove God kind of vibe. I'm a big Stove God Cooks fan, so I was really into that. I don't really know. I'm not getting any easy critique points. It's interesting. I felt like that was really well mixed. I felt like conceptually it took a cool angle. I felt like everything felt very complete. Obviously, having a music video is nice. I appreciate that extra visual element, just like I was saying. All in all, I can't front. I'm pretty fucking impressed with this.
That was a really good old school style flow, the way you did it. You know, you told a story. Yeah. And I love when somebody tells a story on that kind of beat, man.
I was going to say, yeah, do you have anything other than what I've already given? I know it's kind of, the feedback's kind of weak. I really like the song.
No, I really like the song as well. There's some points where the flow could have been better, but I mean, at that point, like you've said before, it's just polishing at this point. I mean, really good stuff. I really want to see you guys go into these ciphers with that kind of energy, man.
Absolutely.
I really want to see you, like, spit lyrical shit, man. Make these people really think like this recent cipher, man. I'm gonna tell you, from what I've seen from the guys who have already either dropped it or talked to me about the beats, they love it. They love the beat. They love the message with the theme. Good job, Zach, on the choices there, man. I really respect them. And like real shit, man. This beat is really good for storytelling. This should be right up in your alleyway for the cipher, man. Check it out and put your heart into it, man. Let's see what you got.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for our weekly feedback thread checkouts for this month. There are a fair number that we didn't get to today. I'll bring them in for the next month's stream. I'll make sure that they're included in the next month's stream. This being the very first episode of the War Room podcast, we were kind of obviously experimenting with some stuff still. Like, for example, I know I need to go and buy another cable for my camera so that it doesn't die on me midway through the stream. I guess 3 hours is about as long as it can do that for me.
Yeah, I need to learn how to sit up the next time I'm on this thing, bro.
Yeah, don't hurt your back, bro. Don't hurt your back. But
it's already hurting. I'm just leaning back at this point to stay alive.
Yeah,
so.
There you go. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the calendar. And just see what we got coming up next. I'm not totally sure when the next War Room podcast is going to be, guys. I'm aiming for mid-month, but I work full-time. I'm a full-time university student. So I do have quite a bit of, let's just say my schedule is pretty packed. Okay. The one thing I can say, though, is that the next live feedback show that we do is going to be taking place on January 28th? Yeah, January 28th. We're going to be hopping back here on the channel. We're going to be taking a look at all of the beat cipher, the beat challenge entries, and all of the cipher entries for the most recent cipher. Winners of the previous cipher were myself and CliF, so you know we got you guys covered. We're going to be bringing our heat. We want to see you guys bring yours as well. If you guys are contributing,
I'm always coming to win.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm always coming to win, guys. Like,
absolutely,
give me the smoke.
Absolutely. Give us both. But yeah, guys, if you were just somebody who's contributing to the self-promo stuff right now, or kind of just floating and lurking in the subreddit, I'm really begging you guys, get in these beat challenges, get in these ciphers, because there's a lot of really cool ideas that you can get out of these specific avenues.
Get involved, man. Like,
absolutely.
Shit. Like, there are so many people on this subreddit that I would love to get in touch with more and collab with. I mean, Zach yourself, Plantenna, I'd love to get in touch with her. Mr. Villain, sir, I want to get on a track with you, but I don't want to get murdered so bad that I have to, like, get off the track.
Yeah, Jesus. Right.
Real shit, dude.
For sure. And then the last thing I'm going to do is, before we get out of here, because I did do some talking shit about the very first entry that I heard for the cipher this round. And I am going to talk about it on the feedback stream, so I'm not going to give it feedback now. But as we're kind of starting we're setting the bar here, and I'm just gonna play this cipher entry called "To the Old Homie" from RFJ, which was the first submission that we got for the cipher this round. He did it like day of. He was so quick about it. He really set the bar with this one. This one really impressed me. So I'm not gonna give it feedback. I'm just gonna play it to close out the stream, and so you guys know what kind of heat we're bringing, what you guys got to go up. So I want to see, you guys got 2 weeks. You got almost 2 full weeks before you got to have something in. Let's see if you can beat this cat. If he does it on
drop
day
it tomorrow.
1, yeah,
drop it tomorrow. Fuck.
Check it out. This is what we got. It's "To the Old Homie," produced by Agrenius.
Love this fucking beat.
Yeah. I replay it like a screensaver when I'm sitting idle. Wish I could sit beside you, shoot the breeze and hit the Bible. You a season who could rival what I see. Fighting through the height of trouble that Goliath couldn't see. Eyes were glued to heights above you, so relying on the king. Even when your body made you stop and sit with every other step from lack of oxygen. But you're used to the strain from packing mama down a path of moccasins who snuck up on you without a sound. A family hard to live with, the spirituality drifting. The fate you had was tremendous. Even so, you were slipping when mama pulled out that pistol, cause you and that lady kissing. If they wasn't around, them things may have been different. And I know you were imperfect. I ain't even asked for that. Don't know if you know, but you showed me how a man was supposed to hold up his whole family through constant pain and asthma attacks. We could breathe when you couldn't, when Pops was doing his thing overseas, fighting for our freedom in Iran and Iraq. You took my hand and helped me see how to manage the fact that growing where I did was a fast track. The pitch and crack of having them jacks knees in your neck with your hands on your back. You laid the blueprint, worked your body ragged. Took mama to a place that she could not imagine, with all these kids and grandkids running around and laughing. Cognizant we all on this ride with God in tandem. Now I'm older and I finally got some understanding. Looking back at all you taught me as I sit and drink my coffee while my daughter and her mama sit around relaxing. I replay it like a screensaver while I'm sitting idle, seeing you laying there lifeless. Even cracked a little smile while this thunder and that lightning team dumped the master sounds of mama screaming and me crying as the stretcher rode you out and filled my wretched soul with doubt. Finally let it go, and now I just wish that we could talk again and understand your methods. We could always see your heart within. Yeah.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. But that's the bar.
I'm gonna say something.
That's what y'all gotta beat.
I'm gonna say something. That was fucking good. Good shit, man. Good cipher. Good to see what we got going on.
Absolutely. Very exciting stuff happening on the subreddit right now, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 1 of the War Room podcast. Sorry, I've got to keep my mouth pointed at the microphone so y'all can hear. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 1 of the War Room podcast, guys. I greatly appreciate you coming through. CliF, thank you so much for coming on, my friend. It was amazing having someone to bounce off of for one of these for once.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you for having me.
I'm sure
dude.
we'll have you back again.
I hope so. I'd love to be back again, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for just letting me come in here. Guys, seriously, check out everybody on these subreddits, man. Listen to them. Come get involved. Come talk to us. Give feedback. Do what you want to do, man. Have fun on this thing.
Absolutely. All right. And with that being said, guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the subreddit. Everybody, make sure you stay hydrated. I will see you guys next time.